why Aquatica is the #1 outdoor water park in America. By SeaWorld, get Aquatica free with a pass or fun card purchase. Hurry, offer ends soon. Taxes, service fees, blackout dates, and other restrictions may apply.
The world is always changing. Now you can track what's likely to happen and trade on the outcome with Kalshi. From politics and economics to breaking financial news, Kalshi markets show real-time probabilities of what will unfold. And you can make money on what you think will happen. The State of the Union is Tuesday. Will new policies be announced? What will Trump say? Who shows up? Trade outcomes live on Kalshi. Available in all 50 states. For limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code IHEART to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
The GAPT Championship is returning to Daytona Beach Poker Saturday, February 28th. This $500 buy-in single-day poker tournament has a massive $100,000 guaranteed prize pool. Cards are in the air at 11:10 a.m. At Daytona Beach Poker. Your shot at greatness awaits.
Casino-style table games are waiting at Daytona Beach and Orange City Racing and Card Clubs. Play Ultimate Texas Hold'em, 3-card poker, Pai Gow, and more. The fun is close to home. No Vegas required. Only at Daytona Beach and Orange City Poker.
At Crush Yard, pickleball is just the beginning. You'll find a full restaurant and bar, arcade games, and plenty of space to hang out with friends. What starts as a few games often turns into food, drinks, and losing track of time. Play a match, grab a bite, catch up, or stay a while. Whether you're competitive, casual, or just along for the fun, there's something here for everyone. Learn more at CrushYard.com.
The City of Eustis presents the 124th Annual George Fest. Now through February 28th in downtown Eustis and Farron Park. 8 days of carnival rides, food, family fun, and live music with Jackie Rohr. Whosoever South. Grammy-nominated Mac McAnally. And soul powerhouse Alan Stone. Free admission for George Fest. Now through February 28th in Eustis. Info at eustisgeorgefest.org.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. I'm here to talk to you about something that a lot of guys don't like talking about, and that's low testosterone levels. You know, the truth is men today have 20% less testosterone than their dads did, so it's a thing to deal with. And when you have low testosterone, you feel sluggish, you lose focus all the time, you have trouble in the bedroom. Nobody needs any of that. Get hold of my friends over at Red Mountain Weight Loss. RedMountainWeightLoss.com. They'll help you get rid of that sluggish feeling. And if you call them now for a limited time, you're going to be able to get your testosterone levels set right, and they'll help you with GLP-1 weight loss medication. That's a $299 value when you give them a call now. That's RedMountainWeightLoss.com. That's RedMountainWeightLoss.com. Or pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword Red Mountain, and you'll be connected in seconds. That's RedMountainWeightLoss.com. You'll feel a lot better when you get your testosterone right. RedMountainWeightLoss.com.
These days you've got two choices, buying a new car or making the one you've got run like new. That's why we have thousands of ASE certified technicians to help you get more out of your car. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Book now at FirestoneAuto.com.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Pack your year with awe and awesome at SeaWorld Orlando. Get up close to over 20,000 animals. Board the all-new SeaQuest Legends of the Deep, world's first-of-its-kind suspended dark ride, coming soon. Then enjoy over 200 flavors and 30 concerts during the Seven Seas Food Festival. Select dates now through May 17th. Go from real to unreal at SeaWorld. Save up to 45% on tickets. Hurry, offer ends soon. Taxes, service fees, blackout dates, and other restrictions may apply.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM, HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station guaranteed human.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Monday, February 23rd, 2026. Lots to get to today, from cartel chaos in Mexico to the Mar-A-Lago attack may have been fueled by Epstein drama, and a Tourettes incident at an awards show sets the internet on fire. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Monday?
Good Mondaying. How are you?
Here we are on a Monday. We have both fire and freeze warnings at the same time. I don't know.
Wait,
what do you do?
That's,
what does one do with a fire warning and a freeze warning at the same time?
Hunger Games?
You meme about it. You just meme
your way through it. You got a snow-a-cane for our friends up north. We've got absolute pandemonium unfolding in Mexico. My, oh my, it's one of those days. We're going to have a lot to go through today, so let's do exactly that. I did see, and it's the only review so far that I've been interested in. So I did want to just get a little bit of an update. But I saw from your Instagram, C-Lane, that Jackson made his way to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Post all these controversial changes at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Now, did Jackson weigh in on this?
He was like, I can't believe it. This place used to be the home of the country store.
What is this, woke? Where's my Uncle Herschel? Where's he at?
The Uncle Herschel favorite came back.
Good.
That's what I had. I had my catfish. Got my catfish and eggs on over the weekend. I kind of forgot because of the whole Cracker Barrel thing. Like, when we were talking about it, everybody's big deal was the logo. And then they rolled back the logo thing, but they still did the inside. Yeah. So you can't really see it in this picture, though. I'll send you the other picture that I have, and you can see, like, it's a lot more open in there now.
Oh, just like what they did with our offices here at HQ.
A little bit.
Open space.
People will socialize more because there's people socializing always around there. I do like this photo of him, though. And I noticed it's hard to tell from C-Lane's Instagram photo of Jackson at Cracker Barrel for the first time, but Jackson is wearing a Grateful Dead shirt.
Yeah.
He's a deadhead. He's the littlest deadhead out there.
So, interestingly enough, not his first time at Cracker Barrel. He has been to the old Cracker Barrel.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Did he make a decision then?
Well, my wife weighed in on, she's like, they even changed the high chair for the baby. And I go, how do you know that? She goes, the old high chairs looked like big old rocking chairs, but in high chair form. And I'm like, no, they didn't. No, what are you talking about? And she pulled up other pictures from the last time we were there.
They had a rocking chair for babies? That's impossible to feed them.
It looked like a rocking chair. Okay. It just had like the wood on the sides and the top, and this is just a regular old high chair.
Okay. I got to tell you, it would have been awesome if it literally was rocking, so the kid had to like work for his food.
Rocking a high chair sounds very dangerous.
And an earthquake.
Well, he seems to have enjoyed himself.
Do the other picture that I just sent you.
All right, hang on. Is this okay? This is Jackson. Oh,
there you can see more of the restaurant there.
Yeah. Look at him.
Yeah, that's his
little guy.
But then,
God, that kid's so cute.
You see, like between the little separators that used to be just covered in crap. You'd be covered in knickknacks and patty wax. Starting to sound like you. And then they've kind of they took it back a bunch.
I like it. You know, it's rustique.
See, it feels
modern.
brighter. Feels brighter.
Can I tell you something? This kid looks like trouble. He does. I can
because
see
he looks
it.
exactly like C Lane.
He looks like he looks like he's got something on his mind.
People.
I don't know what he's got going on, but he looks like he's up to something. This could be the before photo. They're like,
it usually is.
Local kid burns down 76 Cracker Barrels. Who could have seen it coming? And
He's a nice guy. Didn't really do anything as far as neighborhood goes.
Just like to listen to his Grateful Dead. He would turn it up, and sing along to that. All right, there he goes. A little Jackson at Cracker Barrel this weekend. Let's start off as we always do. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to a bar in Ohio.
Ohio.
This was the bar as Team USA secured a victory in the Olympic gold medal game to wrap up the Olympics. I want to get your first thoughts on this after I play our opening clip here. Listen in, everybody. Here we go to a bar in Ohio as the U.S. scored. Pandemonium.
Oh, my God.
Okay, initial thought when you see this.
Party time?
Don't want to be there.
Yeah, nightmare is what I think. It's like 8 billion people crammed into this bar. People are swinging around American flags. They're just not even shoulder to shoulder. That's not even close enough. They're literally on top of each other.
Where was this again?
This was in Ohio at this bar.
Is there a lot of Ohio hockey players on the U.S. team?
Ohio is big into hockey. It's a big hockey state, I think. And it seems like they were real focused on what was going on here. But this is a no from me. I love America. I want America to win. I'm glad we beat the damn Canadians. Send them back with their little stuffed animals or whatever. But, oh, my God, people are throwing stuff up in the air. Beers are flying everywhere. They're saying that's a party over on chat. Yeah, it's a party, but it's a nightmare
Not a party I'm going to. I'll tell you that. I have anxiety just looking at this clip.
I don't want to do that. We'll get into more of what happened with the wrap up of the Olympics and all the U.S. men's hockey stuff and everything else. I did have one backup opening clip that I figure I'll just share with you guys as I always do anyways. This was an interview in Delray Beach. Beautiful Delray Beach.
It's nice down there.
Nice spot there in Florida, in South Florida. And an interviewer was talking to a tennis player, made a little bit of a mistake in her question that she asked. Let's listen into that one.
You've played Flavio 3 times, and you've had success with him all 3 times. Why is it that you have had such success against Sebastian?
He's a good-looking guy, so...
Yeah, well done, sir.
Yes.
She says, yeah, you've played Sebastian 6 times, and you've had sex with him, which... I mean, news to this guy, probably.
No, sauce sex, which is kind of, we don't know what's going on here, sex.
What is that implying?
You've played Flavio 3 times, and you've had success with him all 3 times. Why is it
the audience is like,
whoa, had such success against Sebastian?
He's a good-looking guy, so,
There's no getting around that once you've said it, by the way.
Rivalry author is just like, all right, we've got our 4th season.
Tennis? Yeah, bring it to tennis. I like how this guy was just like, well, it's out there. She said it. She muscled through, too. I have to give it to her. There they go. That's the tennis world that gets us started on a lovely Monday here on the show where, as I said, it's a fire and ice kind of Monday here. I got dueling alerts from my next door that say there's going to be fires because it's dry outside. And then I got alerts saying it's cold freeze, that is going to get freezing cold in the next 24 hours. I'm viewing this like a movie where on one side there's, the people with the blue ice gun, and on the other side there's people with a big flame-throwing gun, and they're warring at each other, or like Game of Thrones with the fire and ice dragons having at each other. it looks like this is going to be a weird one. And it's really, really strange for those of you in New York. I mean, lockdown all over New York. Whenever there's a blizzard like this, they will tell you, stay at home. Don't go anywhere. Only people who should travel and who are like necessary, i.e. radio hosts.
Ah, yes.
Homeland Security.
Yeah, we do indeed have permission to drive around in moments like these, but most people are not supposed to do that. So there's like travel bans. Everybody's stuck at home. Hopefully you're hanging out with us if you're in one of these places, locked into the snow of cane up there in New York City. Not a good time, but yeah, just wild to see. This is Massachusetts. This is this morning, 6 a.m., Plymouth, Massachusetts, when the snow of cane was hitting. Let's just listen in here.
Oh gosh.
Oh, it's getting strong here.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd rather be at that bar in Ohio.
True.
Damn. And that's all
65-mile-an-hour winds, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Indeed.
wow is right. Yeah, this is really pounding down there as this major winter storm hits the Northeast with blizzard warnings in effect. The National Weather Service says it's bringing heavy snow, high winds, blizzard conditions, and coastal flooding across the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. They're predicting 18 inches to 2 feet of snow along the East Coast. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. New Jersey locked down. Don't go anywhere, Jersey. Long Island locked down. Don't go anywhere, Long Island. They tell everybody to stay home because wind gusts are going from 40 to 70 miles per hour in some of these areas. It is a damn snow-a-cane, and we'll see. Check in with us if you're in one of these places watching the show in the world's most viral newsroom here today. I'd love to hear from you. What a time to be freezing cold, at least for the next little bit. Is this the end, though? Is it? I don't know. Courtney was like, is this going to be the last blast of cold? I hope so.
That's what they said 2 blasts ago.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I never know.
This is around the time every year that we start doing this. Look, is this it? This is it.
Can't take anymore.
We don't know. Yeah, I did. Ran into a friend on the way, at the Wawa, and we were talking about the weather, and I was like, it was very weird that Saturday I was in the pool, and now this morning my heat is on.
Yeah.
There was a quick little hot snap.
There was a moment where Courtney yesterday, she was like, oh, I'm exhausted because I made her watch this this TV show. And I was like, oh, it's good. You got to check this out. It was a
TV
movie.
show exhausted her?
It was the movie in the 90s. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's called Lord of the Flies. And I said the BBC did a new version of Lord of the Flies. It's from the Adolescence guy. And oh, my Snorefest. How did you make Lord of the Flies? It's so
why
boring.
can nobody make Lord of the Flies good?
I don't know.
I tried watching one of the old ones that was forever ago, and I was because I liked the book was interesting. There was 2 different times in grade school where we had to read Lord of the Flies. I think that was a lot more descriptive when we did it in high school than middle school. There were some things they brought up in high school that I was like, I don't remember them talking about this last time around.
Yeah, but it's a fun story. The book is good. It's about these kids who are flying around in the 50s. They're going to escape nuclear war. They get on a plane. The plane crashes. Only the little kids survive. There's like a choir group and some other kids, and they're all different varying ages.
And the idea with his asthma?
The idea is violence sort of inherent in young boys and young culture, no matter where you come from, or was like Western and European culture somehow civilized and they wouldn't have any problems if they were stranded working with each other as young kids like this. It's about young boys working with each other. It's about a million different things like that. Oh, my Borefest. And Courtney goes, I think I need to take a nap. I'm really tired. And I go, all right, let's turn Piggy TV off here. And I turn it off. And when we go to lay down, it was 77 degrees. And by the time we went to walk Lady, I think it had dropped almost 20.
Oh, yeah.
I think, it's fast to just dive down.
Turn my heat on last night, and the house was 63 degrees. Outside was a good 49, but every single animal was at the bed shivering, and I messed up as a pet mom.
Right, yeah, that's cold. It's cold for all involved. And in New York City, New York, Jersey, everybody down the East Coast. We feel for you today. We know that the travel ban was extended down all along the tri-state area.
Pre-TSA, so pissed.
Pre-TSA was shut down for a little while. Then they said maybe it's back up. We'll get into that whole back and forth in a bit. Real quick, let's start off with a couple of emails. Steven emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Hey, Sean. He says, just to show you, I attached a screenshot. This is about the podcast. The last two podcasts are a lot better than they have been. You mentioned you hope us pod listeners are happier now. At least with me, I could say I am. You got a W. Now, if you could transfer that luck to Fritz on the street. It's not happening for me just yet. Michelle emails the show. It says, hi, I wanted to cheer you up on your Monday. I'm a podcast listener. I try to catch up daily, but weekends are my jam. The podcast on iHeartRadio was perfect all week long. The timing was spot on. The commercials fell right into place. No skipping or other annoyances that others have complained about. Did you walk on water this weekend? You must have. Love you all. Longtime listener from West Palm Beach. Can I request a West Palm? Where do I always lose that one, don't I? I think I might have. Did I kill it? No.
Wow.
There's no way I would have killed it. I would not have done that.
Not on purpose.
Yeah, no.
Was it manslaughter?
I must have this. I do right here.
Pom, 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 pom.
There you go. After all that, just a lot of working for you, Michelle, there. And Steve emails, and he says, hello, all. I'm a podcast listener. I wanted to comment about poker being a sport. The one thing that most people don't realize is you're playing against almost 10,000 players. You have to go through before the final table, he says. Well, I used to play in college for extra money, and sometimes you have to be in on a game for 10 to 12 hours. It takes a lot of mental toughness. Also, when's the next merch drop, he says. And then he asks about Fritz on the street. Thank you. Absolutely love the show, says Steven. All right, Steven. All right, everybody, let's get fired up. We got a big day and a big show ahead of us. We'll try to stay warm together. When we come back, there was a man with a gun and a can of gas at Mar-A-Lago. Epstein brought him there, he says. What the hell went down this weekend? I got the press conference. I got all the juicy stuff. We'll find out together what was happening here. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Crews on the scene of an accident. The I-4 Express lanes northbound before Conroy Road. Again, there's a crash there blocking the left shoulder. Not too many traffic troubles to report. Just a little bit of a slow ride on I-4 eastbound between 192 and 535. See traffic trouble.
Good Monday morning.
Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us.
Welcome in, everybody.
Message to reach those
Welcome behind the scenes.
Unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift.
Boy, do we have a lot on deck today. How you doing?
.org.
We got Samuel L. Jackson, our cameraman, following me around in the studio during breaks. When I'm over there, we're live on the show. When I'm over here, we're talking on School Mic. It's fantastic to see you, everybody. Happy money. Happy money, everybody. Happy money. Hey, Twitch. Hey, YouTube. Charles says, I lost my TNJ hoodie, meaning I don't have one yet. Well, there's always time. There's always time for that. Can I show you guys something? Do you want to see something? I got two little surprises for you, if you will, okay? We got a couple minutes before we're back live, so I might as well share them with you. Two little surprises for you. I added some different gifts that you can claim after gifting a Secret Show subscription or subscribing for Secret Shows to Secret Shows. So if you subscribe to Secret Shows or if you gift Secret Show subscriptions, you can claim a gift afterwards, and there's all sorts of options on there. A random magnet, some limited edition stickers, some pins. I've added some stuff. One is an Ask Predicto option. All right? When you claim it, email me with your question. I'll double check and verify, and then I will ask Mr. Predicto whatever it is you have on your mind. That's just one gifted sub or one subscription. You could do that. All right? That's one. Oh, hang on one sec. Shoot. The other one I'll tell you about in just a moment. In fact, you might just see it. Okay, good. I think Courtney must have let you in. He's looking rough in that corner. I don't know if he's still... No, the other one behind there. Yeah. Okay. All right, let me know how it goes. Yeah, it looks like it. Tell me what happens. Okay, folks. Here we go. I would like to introduce you to the Hall of Fame. That's right, everybody. Take it in. Take a good hard look at the Hall of Fame, which will be featured on the stream when we're going to breaks, different cuts that C-Lane wants to take. Here on Skull Mike, I'll show you what's going on the lovely Hall of Fame. Now, how do you get on the Hall of Fame, you might ask? Well, it's another thing you can claim when you gift or subscribe to secret shows. You can get your photo on the frame. You claim this as your gift, send me in a photograph, and you will be a permanent fixture here in the studio. Now, of course, you can't send me your dong or your tees. You have to cover up a little bit, okay? But if they're approved and you're not showing any of the nasty parts, then I'll put it on the frame and you can get in the studio on the wall of frame. Sean, so let me get this straight. If I gift a sub, I can claim a random magnet, but I've claimed a bunch for and received none so far. I just sent out all the ones that were on my desk. I have 2.5 pages to send this week, and I've got everything set up. So about 20 or 30 of them have gone out. The rest will go out this week. I know I promised that before, but you're going to get them this week. Everything's going out this week. Isn't that the same as a Hall of Fame plaque on another show? I've never heard of it before. This is a beautiful Hall of Fame shot that you could get your photo on if you gift enough subs. And you can see the mysterious Black Whopper design on there too. Sean opening himself up for all sorts of inappropriate photos. I've already told you, nothing nude, all right? You have to be at least somewhat presentable. 90 seconds and we're back live. Cover the nasty parts. Yes, yeah. At least a little bit. Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but should it SSJ be the first member of the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. Sun State John, if you're out there, or when you do see him out there, tell him to email whatever photo he wants. And it could be you, or you could take a funny moment from the show, something that's like embarrassing for me or something. Any photo you want, and bam, it will go up in the Hall of Fame. Okay, we're coming back right now, everybody. Let's talk about what went down at Mar-A-Lago. Was this guy's gun loaded? What the hell was going on? He's fired up about Epstein. Lots to get into. Big drama to unlock. So let's do it. Here we go.
More flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list. Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This is Special Agent Regal, Special Agent Bradley Hall.
In 2018, the FBI took down a ring of spies working for China's Ministry of State Security.
The Sixth Bureau podcast is a story of the inner workings of the MSS and how one man's ambition and mistakes opened its vault of secrets.
Listen to The Sixth Bureau from Bloomberg Podcasts on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart.
Follow The Sixth Bureau and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
Radio.
show that takes you from Skywall summer to Jack Rocket fall.
Yes, you. All you have to do is send us a dispatch to get on the show today. Record your thoughts over at thenewsjunkie.com. You could also send an email, tips, T-I-P-S, at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll get into this Mar-A-Lago incident over the weekend, which was crazy. And now they're finding out some text messages that this guy who ended up getting shot by authorities as he approached Mar-A-Lago with a shotgun and in a gas can. I've got the press conference and all of that stuff here in just a moment. I wanted to share something with you, though, because I was talking about this weekend. Courtney's parents and Courtney and I went out to dinner and we're hanging out. And I said, of all the things that have made me feel old, there was one thing in the last week or so that has made me feel old. And this was BDMP over on Twitter /X, who sent over what's going on in schools right now for the social studies fair.
Okay.
All right. And
social studies fair.
Yeah. I guess they have a science fair and then a social studies fair now.
Never heard of the second thing.
Yeah. This one you have to pick you got to pick some sort of historic event and then you have to make a presentation about the historic event. And it makes me feel so old that all the kids just do 9/11. And
really?
Take a look at this. This is inside one of these. This is in Volusia County, Florida. All of the kids do twin towers that are all full of smoke. There's another one here.
It's a lot of 9/11.
There's a plane in the building.
It's an impressive structure.
Yeah.
That's not where the plane hit, though.
The plane looks a lot better than the building.
Every single child who is doing this social studies project, they all, because 9/11 is now so many years ago, they all chose 9/11, and all the kids are like, way back in 2001 was the year, just barely into 2000s, and then this attack happened where planes hit a building, and not only has this happened, Courtney's mom goes, yeah, when Courtney's niece had this happen at her school, they had to interview somebody who, quote, lived through 9/11.
No way.
They go.
Wait, hold on. That sounds like it's a very low barrier to entry. Is it interview somebody who was alive on September 11, 2001?
Yes. Yeah.
Not somebody who was in New York. Not somebody who was in Washington, D.C.
Just existed on the same planet at that time. It's just you remember this. And when I heard about this, I thought, oh, God, that's so weird. Because I've listened to so many interviews of older people telling stories of historical events. For instance, be like, the Great Depression. And they bring them into a college class. And they say, these two women here lived through the Great Depression. Now, we're going to have them give a little opening statement, and then you guys can ask any question to somebody who lived through the Great Depression. And the women were so kind of what, you guys really want to know about this? You really want to? Okay. And it was interesting listening to their answers. And I was enthralled by it, but they seemed so bored by it. And I thought,
so funny because
is that how it's going to be for us now? We're going to be like,
no.
What was it like living through 9/11, Mr. Lane?
No, think even more recently, sometime in the future, they could ask us, hey, we want you to go talk to these kids about what it was like living through COVID.
True, the pandemic.
And they're going to want a certain version of what they think the story we're going to tell. And
you can't invite Uncle Randy to that?
It's like
I'll tell you the scam-demic. I'll tell you the truth.
Well, there's that. I mean, we got to get back to the 9/11 thing in a second, but there's that. There's you want to hear what was hard about COVID? What was, did you guys lose jobs? Did you go through this? Did you have to go? And for me, it's
we drank a lot.
I don't think they want to hear that, I had a job the whole time. Traffic was really good. Drank a bunch. Didn't get to go to bars as much.
Yeah, but we were friends with some bars that would sneak us in, so it was kind of like illegal.
But it's so weird. You guys have lived through two things now that kids would want to interview you about. Like, hey, Sabrina, do you remember what it was like on 9/11? Where were you and what was going on? And now you tell that story.
When I was their age, I was interviewing a very old man who was in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were to share that to a kid who's interviewing me, they're like, we're not covering that. Can you do the COVID and 9/11 stuff, please?
Well, wait, what year do you think that was? When you were interviewing somebody who was like an old man from World War II?
Let's say 6th grade, which, 2001, 9/11 year.
So 2001, we're talking about 25 years ago, a quarter century.
He's dead.
So that would have been the equivalent of you interviewing somebody from, I guess the Vietnam War would be the closest one. At that point, that's where we're at. We're at that point in our lives where they'll be like, you were alive when the planes hit the towers?
At
Sort of
this
sound like a country song.
At this social studies fair, are any of these kids presenting a different version of the facts than the norm?
I would love that.
Is there a trifold board
inside job
with big, jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams?
Bush did 9/11. Here's why.
Oh, I hope so. I hope there's one kid who talked to Uncle Randy, and he's like, look, I can tell you right here on Building 7 was where there was a controlled demolition that took place.
For example, I think I told you before that somebody came and talked to it was my private school, so I was in elementary school, and they came to tell us about the Civil War. And the very first thing this man said was, it wasn't a real civil war, because we broke apart the country. The South became its own country, so it's technically not a civil war. And I was like, at the time, I go, wow. And now looking back, I go, whoa.
He was like one step away from heritage, not hate. He's like, look, the rebel flag means different things to different people. They must have to deal with this stuff. There must be one kid who goes in with his 9/11.
This was an invited speaker. It wasn't even like it was some kid who's got the Uncle Randy. This was a guy that just came to teach us about the war, and that was his first lesson.
That makes me feel so old, though. It is literally one of the first things where I go, I've reached historic age. Like, I've reached an age now where little kids in a class would be like, tell us about the planes hitting the buildings. Like, there's a level now that we've gotten to, and I guess there's no way to deal with this other than just hit it head on.
Now, if you get asked for this interview, are you going to fluff it up a little bit?
I might have to, because my real story is not exciting. I was at a radio station,
So here we go.
Sean, where were you on 9/11? What happened that day?
I was one of the Al Qaeda members who was. I really want to really make these kids excited about history. That's the most important thing. The other part's already done with. It's already happened. The buildings are gone. What? In fact, they put a new one up. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Yeah. They put a new one up there. It's happened that way. Okay. A couple of things here that I wanted to get to. You can email the show always, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. We're going to get into this Mar-A-Lago thing that happened and what motivated this 21-year-old who was reported missing from his family in North Carolina, and then apparently drove in a car, maybe even bought a shotgun along the way, grabbed his shotgun and a gas can and started walking up towards Mar-A-Lago. Trump's not even there. Trump was at the White House at the time in Washington, D.C. And this guy comes up with a shotgun and a gas can, and it gets blasted. And now we've got some text messages and whatnot from this guy. But it is a Monday on the show. That means a lot of stuff around here. It's a busy show with always something going on. It is also a Rate My Blank Monday, all right? And for this Rate My Blank, flashing back to last week, as you guys might remember, and Courtney's very, very...
Rate my 9/11 science.
Thought for sure that'd be it.
Rate my 9/11 story. No, segueing out of that.
But save that for later this year.
We could retrace those steps if we need to. But it's rate my Batman voice. All right? Tracing back to last week, I said I was watching TV with Courtney, and we were watching a 48 Hours episode where some guy busted in to his ex-wife's house, and he was dressed up as Batman, and he had learned to do the Batman voice and Googled, like, how to do the Batman voice. See how bad I am at the... But I'm Batman. And what better than that, I'm sure you'll arrive at. And Courtney did the Batman voice, and I about walked away. It was like dead on Batman voice. And I said, that's embarrassing. You just blew me out of the water. And she will never do it again. But I want to hear what you have. So rate my blank today. Send it to dispatch. Let's see what you have for your Batman voice. As dumb and corny as this sounds, I want to hear what you got. Record yours over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll crown a winner and give you a prize for the best one sent in. Go hear all the submissions over on thenewsjunkie.com in the dispatches section. Hit like on the ones you like, etc., etc. All right, to the details about this Mar-A-Lago shooting. What was going on in this guy's mind? I got the police press conference. We'll listen to that and a whole lot more on the way. And it's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome behind the scenes. School mic activated. Okay, everybody. Chat. Did you guys pay any attention to this Mar-A-Lago story over the weekend? How many people were tuned into that? Let me know if you've been watching this, because I've got the whole rundown. I got all the big questions. Like, was this guy's gun loaded? Did he buy it on the way up? Was he featured on the wall of fame? We'll find out. Jules. We're going to find out, Jules. Hey, Charles. Hey, everybody over on Twitch and YouTube. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. You can watch the show live. Everything going on viral on planet Earth. All the biggest drama each day from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Little piece of information on your bonus stream that you unlocked last week. Bonus stream tonight, 6 p.m.-ish. All right, bonus stream tonight on YouTube and Twitch, 6 p.m.-ish. Night Nurse says, I just saw the Mar-A-Lago thing happen, didn't really follow it. I do not know. I don't watch the news on weekends. Oh, God, another rundown? First of all, rundowns are great. Second of all, I don't need to do a rundown on this. I've just got a collection of clips and stories to wheel it together. A rundown is for a more complicated story to give you the full pitch on it. This isn't that complicated. But thanks for being a dick face. Appreciate that. Guess who's not going on the Hall of Fame?
This logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open the Wells Fargo Clear Access Bank.
2 minutes, and we're back live on the show. 6 p.m. bonus stream tonight. But when we come back, we're talking about the Mar-A-Lago, Mar-A-Lago attempted attack? I mean, the guy had a gas can and a shotgun. He wasn't there to sing happy birthday. Straight to the Hall of Lame. True. True. 90 seconds and we're back live. Did you hit like first? Everybody better be hitting like. Today's the day. It's a Monday. We're just getting started. Hit the like button. Raise up the traction. Get the attention meter moving over on YouTube. My favorite part of watching on YouTube is the Raw Sean. I'm in a fairly good mood today, so I don't know how much yelling I'll have to do, but we shall see. Okay, everybody. What's this? Okay. There we go.
Ready or not, retirement is coming. If your portfolio isn't built for market,
don't forget the 2 new gifts for subscribers and people who give subs. The Hall of Fame and Ask Predicto. If you do either of them, email me afterwards.
Learn how easy it is to protect your savings with physical gold and silver. Get your free wealth protection kit at noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
This is the biggest night in podcasting.
The countdown is on to our 2026 iHeart Podcast Awards. Live from South by Southwest, March 16th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year and celebrate the most innovative talent and creators in the industry.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. Explore the best selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals all in one easy app. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Radio. 104.1.
Your front row seat to the most viral stories in the world.
It's the world's most viral newsroom, and we'd love to hear from you. A lot of people already joining us with their thoughts, what you've been paying attention to, what's got your attention. Many things happening today, as per usual on planet Earth, from the freezing cold to the cartel chaos in Mexico to this thing that we're going to get to later at the BAFTA award shows with the Tourettes dude and all kinds of things to get into. But one of the big stories over the weekend was out of Mar-A-Lago, and the president wasn't even there. President Trump wasn't even at Mar-A-Lago, but somebody showed up and had a shotgun and a gas can and was approaching Mar-A-Lago when this 21-year-old who had been reported missing, his family reported him missing from North Carolina, when this 21-year-old started to approach the officers, who, of course, have a significant presence at Mar-A-Lago, the president's home in South Florida, they said, put it down, put the gun down, and he put the gas can down, which I ain't going to do.
Not a gun, sir. Try again.
Put the gun down, and he put the gas can down, put the shotgun up to shooting height, and they obviously opened fire on this guy and shot him into Swiss cheese. And the 21-year-old was killed this weekend at Mar-A-Lago, possibly trying to kill the president who wasn't there. The motivation on this we'll get to in a moment, but I have the press conference real quick, so let's see what we get out of that. There's a sheriff.
My name's Rick Bradshaw. I'm the sheriff of Palm Beach County. I have with me from the FBI, Special Agent in Charge Brett Skiles, Special Agent in Charge Rafael Barrios from the Secret Service. Also, I have Resident Agent in Charge David Clancy. At 1:30 this morning, the security detail detected that a individual.
By the way, just a quick note told what Nino or whatever his name is.
Nanos.
Nanos over in Arizona with the Guthrie case. This is how you do a press conference. This is Sheriff Bradshaw. He walks up to the microphone. Hey, everybody, here's who I am. Here's who's with me. Here's what's going on.
Had made his way into the inner perimeter of Mar-a-Lago. A deputy and 2 Secret Service agents on the detail went to that area to investigate. they confronted a white male that was carrying a gas can and a shotgun. He was ordered to drop those two pieces of equipment that he had with him, at which time he put down the gas can, raised the shotgun to a shooting position. At that point in time, the deputy and the two Secret Service agents fired their weapons and neutralized the threat.
Neutralized the threat, which was a 21-year-old named Austin Tucker Martin from North Carolina, 21 years old, allegedly revved up by the Epstein drama and saying, like, you got to do something about this. We can't just sit back and let this happen. You know, big shocker. Like, there's all of these things that keep happening in life and in politics. And when I watch them, I go, it's so obvious to me what the reaction is going to be. Like when you tell everybody that an election was stolen and then they make a run on the Capitol building on January 6th, you know, very little surprise when you tell people that democracy is being stolen from them. That's how they react. When you tell people that there's a global cabal of child sex predators who are using pizza language to hide what they got going on with these young girls, and President Trump was doing it, like, you had Ted Lieu, I think, is who last week was out there saying things as irresponsible as like Trump had sex with little girls. Something like that he said at this press conference. And you get people all fired up about this. And of course, if they think there's a satanic pedophilic cult running the United States of America, of course some crazies are going to grab guns and do this stuff. It's the inevitable outcome of these weirdos and grifters who know better. They know better, but they don't care. They don't care. And they fire things up like this. And this guy, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know he was targeting Mar-A-Lago, obviously. He had a gun. He had a gas can. Some people will be like, well, maybe he was going for a suicide by cop thing, but you don't need a gas can for that. And you don't need to drive to Mar-a-Lago from North Carolina for that. But that's what the guy did. And he may have even purchased the gun on the way there. They found the gun they found a box. Like he had purchased the gun and removed it from the box and then, you know, walked out onto the lawn of Mar-a-Lago and tried to do this. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's just shotgun, just a traditional shotgun.
You know, you said you didn't need a gas can for suicide by Secret Service or cop or whatever, but also a lot of the times that people go that route, not everything is on the up and up mental wise.
Yeah, that's true, and I think that's part of this for sure. See Witch on YouTube says, why is it irresponsible to report the truth? Do you think the truth is what Ted Lieu said, that Trump was having sex with little kids? I'll wait.
Oh, you
I'll wait for your response. Do you think that is the truth? Do you think it's responsible to platform that and to say that? Do you think that the inevitable outcome of that isn't that somebody's going to go, well, if these people are being protected and this is what's actually happening? If you think that's the truth, you are gone. Your brain is melted. You've been lost in the sauce. You're part of the political people, if that's what you believe. But that's, I think, what this guy believed. I think he was deep into it. I'll get to his text messages in just a moment.
He is deceased at the scene. I'll give you a picture of the shotgun and the gas can to have with you. So that's what we know now. The investigation continues. The FBI is the lead investigation agency on this case, and we will be assisting them in whatever manner they would like. And they will be responsible for answering any other questions at an appropriate time.
All right, there's the sheriff.
How old is he?
Rick Bradshaw.
Agent Skiles.
I don't know. He looks a little old.
A bit.
Good morning. Again, my name is Brett Skiles. I'm the special agent in charge for the FBI's Miami field office.
Here's the feds.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Secret Service and Palm Beach Sheriff's Office for their quick response in this matter and close collaboration. Since this area of the shooting was under Secret Service protection at the time, the FBI is assisting the investigation. Currently, our evidence response team is processing the scene, collecting evidence, and we'll continue to work the scene for as long as it takes. One thing I would ask the public is if you live in the area of the shooting, please check your exterior cameras.
They want more.
Last night, early this morning, if you see anything that looks suspicious or out of place, please contact us at 1-800-CALL-FBI or contact the West Palm Beach Sheriff's Office.
All right, there they are. That's the feds and the locals out there. They eventually showed a photograph, I believe. Oh, here it is, of the shotgun. It's like the worst photo. Look at this. This looks like, you know, when my printer gets into that spot where you guys make fun of me.
What is that? That looks like an old fax.
It's a photo that they printed out of the shotgun. I can barely make out the shotgun on the ground here. And it's just mostly just a black photo, but that's the gun. Still no word on whether or not the gun was loaded. I don't know if he had it loaded or what was going on beyond this guy's obvious intent to walk up there with a gun and a gas can. But they showed this photograph, didn't really reveal all that much from the scene. And the details that came in afterwards were much more interesting, I think. It was a 21-year-old North Carolina man who was killed at Mar-A-Lago after raising a shotgun at officers. Austin Tucker Martin was his name. That's what's going to happen every time you raise a shotgun coming up on Mar-A-Lago. They're going to do exactly that. Couple of twists and turns in this. Here's some of the family members speaking out. Family member of armed man who breached Mar-A-Lago perimeter describes personality and politics. They said the 21-year-old was from a family of, quote, big Trump supporters and, quote, wouldn't even hurt an ant. This is according to one of the family members. Brendan Field is a cousin who described the man with the gun as quiet, afraid of guns, and from a family of avid Trump supporters. All right. They said they described him as generous, saying he would regularly donate money he earned from work at a local golf course to charity. He wouldn't even hurt an ant. He doesn't even know how to use a gun, he says. And that's what that family member says about this. Meanwhile, we learned from some text messages, and this is from TMZ, that the Mar-a-Lago armed gunman was fixated on the Epstein files. All right. A week before the shooting, was fixated on the Epstein files. Here is one of the text messages, or I don't know if this is a text or from another service. RCS?
Yeah, that's text. RCS is, that's what your text messages are now. SMS is kind of going the way of the dodo.
Is this on a Android phone or something?
Yes.
Because the interface looks unfamiliar to me. The person said, I'm glad you're benefiting. And the guy who went to Mar-a-Lago with the gun and the gas said, I don't know if you've read up on the Epstein files, but evil is real and unmistakable. The best people like you and I can do is use what little influence we have. Tell other people about what you hear about the Epstein files and what the government is doing about it. Raise awareness, he said in this particular text message that TMZ is posting. Sources who worked with Austin at the Pine Needles Lodge and Golf Club in North Carolina tell TMZ he became fixated on the Epstein case following the latest release of information tied to the files. He said he was deeply disturbed by what he believed was a government cover-up and talked about powerful people, quote, getting away with it, is the quote that the fellow co-workers used. At the same time, he was outspoken about his Christian faith and political views. We're told he regularly expressed support for Trump, telling colleagues as recently as late last year he believed Trump was a strong leader. I guess he changed his mind on that, huh? On account of the files. People close to Martin describe him as well-meaning but increasingly frustrated, particularly about the economy. We're told he often complained that young people need 2 jobs or roommates to afford moving out. He still lived with his parents. Austin tried to start a union at work to push for higher wages, but no one signed on. Oh, boy. Outside of his job, he was a sketch artist, attempting to sell drawings of local scenery and people around town. And he was shot and killed after breaching the secure perimeter at Mar-a-Lago on Sunday. He was near the North Gate carrying a shotgun and a fuel can. The investigation remains ongoing. So there you go. That's what we know about this guy. Austin was his name, I believe, Austin Tucker Martin, who showed up at Mar-a-Lago. I guess former fan of the president, not so much anymore. But
I've seen other people change their mind on stuff like this. I've seen some people who were like very outspoken on Facebook, and then they're like, "No, now he needs to be arrested."
Yeah, no, this guy's went to the gas can and shotgun route.
Yeah, won't be able to vote coming up.
And he is dead. Yes, he is indeed dead as a result of all of this. But let us know what you've heard, what you're thinking, your thoughts on all of this. As per usual, send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Very easy for you to do. A lot of people are emailing the show. This is Mike to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Mike says, I work at a property that's a little north of Mar-a-Lago on Palm Beach. I signed up for notifications from the town so I know when the roads are closed for Trump coming in or road work. On Sunday, I received a notification that Southern Boulevard, big road for those of you who don't know, was closed around Mar-A-Lago. I found this odd because Trump usually comes in on Fridays. Then I saw the news. Boy, this neighborhood has degraded into crazy town since that, says Mike. I would imagine. You know, it's going to bring in all of the... Whoops. A flock of people. I don't know why I squeezed half of an F word out there.
No. You squeezed the full thing out there.
It's a fun phrase. Another country song for today's show.
I didn't get to the K, all right? In my defense, I was soft C territory in that F word that I was tossing out there. It's a little close.
Dear FCC, I am innocent because I didn't say the K.
But also see attached photo and tell me it's not a flock of effing people.
Yeah, I mean, there was chaos there, I'm sure, afterwards. Thanks for the email.
Chaos.
Yeah, right. All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll see what you have on your mind. Email the show, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Don't try to get me to say it again over on chat, okay? All right, I got to move past this. We got enough trouble around here right now. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, my favorite funny clip of the weekend that we have to get into, a shocking email from one of you. Just unbelievable what was sent to me this weekend in my inbox, and I'll bring it to you. That's coming up next on the News Junkie. Go bike activated. Hang tight, folks. Hang tight, everybody. Be patient. Hang tight. Greg? Oh, good.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida. This is Ross Chastain, NASCAR driver and your Fresh from Florida farmer. As America marks 250 years, we celebrate the dedication of Florida's farmers. Their hard work ensures that every bite is harvested at its very best. Fresh from Florida. Trust is grown here.
International Diamond Center makes getting the ring of her dreams easier than ever. March 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's our annual Tacori and Verragio Bridal Weekend. The world's most renowned ring designers. They're here on the IDC stage with hundreds of new trending styles. For this event, get special incentives on these exquisite rings. Save up to $4,500 when you buy the engagement ring and wedding band, or take advantage of 36 months zero-interest financing. And all new this year, if you're looking for a lab-grown diamond, we got you covered. In fact, if you buy any Tacori or Verragio setting, we'll give you a lab-grown diamond for free. Don't miss the biggest bridal showcase ever at IDC, featuring the industry's leaders in handcrafted, unique, and distinctive rings. Let our experts match the ring with the perfect hand-picked natural diamond. Ask about how you can get a free lab-grown diamond up to 5 carats. It's next weekend, March 6th, 7th, and 8th, exclusively at International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes.
All right, thank you so much, Greg. Appreciate it. All right, everybody. No Amy K today? No, Amy K's on a trip, I think. That's why I'm tossing out F-bombs. Unbelievable. Morning, Zach. Morning, crazy drunk cat lady. Should have a box on the stream with the grid as it goes. A box with the grid? You won't be able to see that. I mean, if it was full screen, maybe. Which could be an interesting visual. Stream is fantastic? Well, that's good to hear. You know what else is fantastic? We're coming back in 2 minutes, and we'll be live. I cannot wait to get into this Tourettes debate. I find that to be the most interesting story, perhaps, of the day. We will talk about the cartels in Mexico, exactly what's happening there, and what's going to be happening next. Hope Amy isn't in Mexico. I don't believe she is. We should get Amy on the Hall of Fame, I think. We should, at least one photo cycling in here for Amy or some other people. It's beautiful. I really like it. I think it's fun. It's a monitor, but maybe we can screen cap that and bring it from time to time. Well, it's a source, too. All these things are sources in the system. Like in a little behind the scenes for you. 90 seconds and we're coming back. In C-Lane's studio, right here, in his studio, he is watching the grid right here and production. This is production right here. So C-Lane is monitoring all these video feeds, and that's how he chooses what he wants to take at any point in time. And then also he can watch the production feed, which this goes over to another computer via the network that then delays everything and matches it up with the delayed PPM ratings audio from the station. So when I accidentally say most of the F word on the show, we can dump it. Little tidbit for you. All right, here we go. We're coming back right now.
Okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. No one's really sure what all C-Lane's buttons actually do. This is the new...
Let's dive into the world of all things viral here in the world's most viral newsroom. Learn more about this show. Go over to the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com. Don't forget, you could always watch us when the show is live. A full production. I'd encourage you to do it. Check it out today. Watch us. YouTube.com/thenewsjunkie. YouTube.com/thenewsjunkie. Got an email over the weekend that was pretty crazy that I want to get into in just a moment. But I play here at this point in the show what was my favorite clip of the weekend, just because I thought it was kind of a fun debate. I thought it was an interesting debate, but more of a fun debate than a lot of the other stuff that was going on, like the Tourettes at the award show clip and some of that we'll get into a little bit later on, like the Mexican cartel violence, which we'll also get to. But this popped up this weekend, and it's a clip from C-SPAN. And I don't know if either of you saw this, but on C-SPAN, after the Supreme Court had shot down Trump's legal justification for the tariffs, kind of upended his tariff plans and made him go back to the drawing board to redo the justification for the tariffs that the United States is putting on these other countries, somebody called in to C-SPAN. Now, over on C-SPAN, this is a tough gig. It is a tough gig. I'm not kidding. I mean it. There are shows where they have a Republican line, a Democrat line, and then like a independent line. And the host just has to sit there and take phone calls from these oldos. And the oldos are like, I was watching this and na. And they're angry. Oh, are they angry? You know, for whatever they're focused on for the moment. They're very, very pissed off. And one of them called that was mad about this whole situation with the Supreme Court ruling was a person named John Barron.
Oh.
Which, if you know the history, in the 80s and 90s, and this is true, this part is true. In the 80s and 90s, President Trump, just Donald Trump, the businessman at the time, had found that a lot of his publicists weren't doing good work for him. And so he pretended to be his own publicist, a guy named John Barron.
Oh, so there's there's precedence here?
Yeah, he would get on the phone and he would call the Wall Street Journal and he'd be like, look, Trump is the best. You know, he would go out and he would be his own spokesperson because nobody's a better spokesperson for himself than himself. And so this call comes in to C-SPAN. C-SPAN has only confirmed that it was a real call and that it was not AI. And the call was from somebody identifying themselves as John Barron. You decide.
Well, this is John Barron, and this is the worst decision you've ever had in your life, practically. Jack's going to agree with me, right?
Jack?
But this is a terrible decision. And you have Hakeem Jeffries, he's a dope, and you have Chuck Schumer, who can't cook a cheeseburger. Of course these people are happy. But true Americans will not be happy. And you have the woman earlier, I assume she's a woman, she's a Democrat, but she said she's disgraced. She's devastated by this.
We'll go to Chester, who's in back.
On to the next call. And I mean,
him
odds
plugging his
are-
nose, right? Do you hear it? Like trying to disguise his voice. It's just doing this. And
There's two possibilities. It could be Trump himself calling in as John Barron and plugging his nose, or it's a Trump impersonator who knows this tidbit of history and is calling in as John Barron, and it's a good impersonation, right? Like no matter what, if it's not him, it sounds a lot like Trump, at least to me. I think it fell off a little bit after the cheeseburger part, but
can't cook a cheeseburger.
At the beginning, he's like, "Worst decision ever."
Well, this is John Barron, and this is the worst decision you've ever had in your life, practically. Jack's going to agree with me, right? But this is a terrible decision. And you have Hakeem Jeffries, he's a dope, and you have Chuck Schumer, who can't cook a cheeseburger.
I don't know what that line's about, by the way. Who can't cook a cheeseburger?
That's why I think this is an impersonator. There's a couple of the words that I think he falls off on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think some of this is just a bit. So he's like, what can I say about Chuck Schumer? Let me Mad Libs this thing real quick. Can't cook a cheese. You could shuffle a deck of Cards Against Humanity cards and read them in Trump's voice, and they would plug in there.
Hit blank and blank can't blank a blank, right? So Chuck Schumer can't cook a cheeseburger. That's what you plot in there. And then a lot of people run with it. Somebody says, the president of the United
Hakeem
States...
Jeffries, you can't operate an elevator, you know.
Jamie says on X, the president of the United States called into a cable news show under a fake name to complain about how unfair everybody's to him. You can't make this S up. He is unwell. The people either completely bought it or didn't. I think it's just an impersonator, but it was a good gag. It was a good bit, and they did a good job rolling through the character in that. I enjoyed it. So let us know. Maybe you think it really was Trump. Tell us what your thoughts are. The story says, was it actually the U.S. president? Some believe it was a talented impersonator calling into the show. C-SPAN confirms the call was real and live, not AI generated. However, the caller's identity remains unknown, they say. So there you go. That was a fun little tidbit over the weekend.
Well, call him back, C-SPAN. What do you do? You got some caller ID on those systems, don't you?
They must, right? They would have to, I think. All right, we got some emails to get into here, but I was talking about how over the weekend I got an email. I'm not even sure how much of this I can play, and I risk screwing up as I did earlier and just tossing out some bad words, but someone sent me an email over the weekend. It says, "Good afternoon, junkies. My sister and brother-in-law were in Walmart yesterday when a shooting occurred."
Oh.
They said they were in a Poinciana Walmart, and they said a shooting occurred. Not sure if you guys covered it today as a podcast listener. I attached the video of them barricaded in the office of the automotive center. My 1-year-old nephew is the one singing in the background, and my brother-in-law works private security. He's the one speaking with the cops in the video, and he sends in a video of they were at a Walmart when a shooting took place. And you hear, oh, that's so crazy. You hear the little kid, because there's alarm bells going off everywhere inside this Walmart, and this person filmed this and sent it in. Thank you for sending it to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. There's alarm bells going off, but kids don't understand this stuff, obviously. So the little kid's just singing along. You hear the store alarms going off. He's just singing.
Wow.
In all reality,
Show must go on.
In all reality, he's making a giant target out of the family that's trying to hide in this Walmart right now.
1000%.
Yeah, this is not great. They're hiding behind the car batteries at this Walmart, filming themselves, and then eventually they end up getting out of there. Let me see. Can I fast forward? It won't let me fast forward for some reason. Okay, at some point here, the police come up. Ah! Hang on. Let me grab this, Sealand, so I can play it a different way. And then I'll see if I can fast forward a little bit, because at some point a police officer, gun drawn, pops in.
So real quick, while you're pulling that up, are we to assume? I mean, Walmart doesn't have like an alarm for situations like this. Do you think somebody just pulled the fire alarm?
It could be that. Maybe they do have an emergency alarm for cases like this. Somebody who works at Walmart, let us know. Here they are now when the police are coming in. Stay by the dump button just in case.
Yep.
Open the door. Keep your hands up.
Guys, everybody keep your hands up. Let's go.
All right, he's heading out there.
Okay.
Oh, man.
That's...
Watch out, guys. The floor's wet.
Cop with a gun drawn, pointing the gun right at him as he's walking out of this Walmart automotive center.
Stand right over here, right by the car. All right, come on out. We got to get the family. Got it, copy.
All right, then they clear out the
Weird,
Walmart.
man.
Just crazy. Thank you for sending that over. It must be frightening. Thank God the little child is... The kid's too young to remember. He's not going to remember what was going on here in this case, thankfully. That's probably the best part I could take away from this.
It's like a 16-year-old shoplifting suspect that got...
Is that who it was?
Got shot and killed.
And who shot him? Security or the police?
I'm looking through...
Yeah, let me know if there's any update on that, because I did see that the story was out there, but... I did see that it was somebody who was shot for trying to steal something, but I didn't know who shot him.
Osceola County Sheriff's Office identified the person shot and killed by a deputy inside a Poinciana Walmart as a 16-year-old boy who was armed with a handgun and was approaching other customers while running away from deputies.
God almighty, man. What, that you threw your whole life away, dude, to steal something at a Walmart? Stop, please. Good God. DC emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com. DC says, hey, News Junkie, love the show. My brother said something to me that made me think, what if Savannah Guthrie's mom, talking about the Nancy Guthrie case, what if Savannah Guthrie's mom was a message for anybody talking about the Epstein files? Wasn't she the one that gave the first interview to the victim that committed suicide? Just a thought. Love you guys, DC. People are conspiracy crazy with this stuff. There's no evidence whatsoever to suggest there's any tie between those two things. But, it is what it is. Ken says to tipsinthenewsjunkie.com, Sean, if you try to sound out the letters for the FCC, you'll get something that sounds like that word you said that they had to dump earlier. Yeah, that's true. That's their fault, really. I could blame it on them.
I was saying FCC, how you say words like that?
That's my excuse, and I am sticking to it, okay? Other insane ramblings coming in. We'll get to some of these at some point in time, I think. Right now, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we still got to talk about this big award show kerfuffle over Tourettes, somebody with Tourettes at the event. What's happening at the airport with TSA PreCheck? There's a lot of confusion about that. And if you are somebody who is trying to travel this week, you're going to want to know about this. And if you're trying to travel to Mexico, boy, oh boy, are there some things you should know. And we'll talk about what happened with the cartel situation this weekend. All of that coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real.
Stand by, School Mike.
No traffic troubles to report at this hour. Just some usual slowdowns and delays. I-4 eastbound between 192 and 535. Also between Osceola Parkway and 192. And an earlier accident has been cleared. The I-4 express lanes northbound before Conroy Road. Just some residual delays in that area. See traffic troubles. Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Traffic.
How you doing, you two? How are you, Twitch?
From the traffic center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Pro-Life Across America.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's
Whoa.
true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the
Stand
Pro-Life
by.
message to reach those who are struggling with an unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeacrossamerica.org.
International Diamond Center makes getting the ring of her dreams easier than ever. March
Okay.
7th and 8th. It's our annual Tourettes Viraggio Bridal Weekend. The world's most renowned ring designers.
I woke up from a dream, Kevin says, thinking they found Nancy Guthrie's body. No info on that front just yet. Nothing just yet.
Or take advantage of 36 months zero interest financing. And all new this year, if you're looking for a lab-grown diamond, we've got you covered. In fact, if you buy
Garrett emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Garrett says, so I just want to understand your present on the president's guilt, or your position on the president's guilt. You don't think that Trump is guilty of all of having a sexual encounter or multiple encounters with women under the age of 18? Because you compared the Epstein files, which are real, to the crazy people who stormed the Capitol because they thought their election was stolen, when it wasn't at all, and there's no proof or evidence of that. Trump has been sued multiple times for sexual assault on minors, and he's in the Epstein files an extreme amount, more than people like Bill Gates or Stephen Hawking. Trump has been sued. Well, there's so many bullshit things in here. Trump has been sued multiple times for sexual assault on minors. I'm sorry, what? Trump has been sued? This is news to me. Trump has been sued for sexual assault on minors? He was sued by E. Jean Carroll, who certainly was not a minor, and that's a whole different story. But if you are walking away from the Epstein files thinking that it proves that Trump had sex with underage girls, you're a lunatic. There is no evidence of that whatsoever. You're engaging in highly partisan hackery, and it's bad for the United States of America to do this kind of stuff. There's plenty to talk about in the Epstein files while not being absolutely unhinged. So thank you for the email. I mean, there is a lot of people who have been really sucked in to some of this stuff. Oh my God, so many spam messages lately. You guys getting hit with a lot more spam messages than normal? Anybody else getting hit with a lot more text spam messages? Arnott says these morons won't stop. It's because they're weaponizing the drama around the Epstein files, which really is about a billionaire piece of shit who did the world a favor by offing himself in his cell because he didn't want to face the rest of his life behind bars, who took advantage of teenage girls who were in financial trouble, basically, and offered them money to give sexual massages to him, and then sometimes engage in sexual activities with him. He was a terrible, predatory person, and may or may not have had other people that were brought into his world and shared these teenage masseuse girls with him. All of that is horrible. Everybody who committed a crime in the Epstein files should be brought to justice. And on the other hand, there's a lot of people who have been made, I don't know, crazy by this stuff and just have bought into all sorts of insane conspiracy theories. And that's on both teams, by the way. The political people of both teams. When the people who are leaders in our country are implied or even shown with underage girls is what is wrong, where are you getting any of this from? Where are you picking this from? Implied or shown with underage girls? Who besides the prince, whose entire life is completely done with now, thank God, or Epstein himself? Stormy Daniels made references to large wrestling-sounding men who would show up near her car in parking lots and make references to her daughter. Cohen said he threatened people for Trump. Cohen and Daniels are largely bad and unreliable narrators on a lot of things. Excuse me, bad and unreliable narrators on a lot of things. But I don't know exactly what you're referring to. Kevin says, I do not participate in anything that divides us. 1 minute. We're coming back live. That's not how Occam's razor works. I think on both sides, if your name is in the Epstein files, you deserve at least an investigation. Sure, yeah. I mean, investigate people who are mentioned in there, look at things, find out what really happened, charge anybody who's done anything wrong. But very irresponsible people are weaponizing this for their fever dreams. And if you can't acknowledge that, I fear that I've lost you. If you can't acknowledge that people are weaponizing things in this and being very dishonest about their presentation of it, that's a big problem, you know? We need to have an agreed truth. We need to have an agreed truth on things. And the political people don't want that to happen. All right, we're coming back, everybody. Here we go.
Your entire sports feed all in one place with iHeartRadio. From the pursuit of gold. Golden goal. To the bracket busting in March.
You think you know what's going to happen, but it never goes as scripted.
From the first pitch in spring training.
Ohtani tees off.
To the dreams of the NFL draft.
With the first pick.
You're one tap away. Open the iHeart app and stream your local stations. Catch the latest on Fox Sports Radio or dive into the world's biggest sports podcasts. Search sports on iHeartRadio and lock in.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
A safe haven of sorts for all of the 95 percenters. This is
Been following here on the show. Every once in a while, they're good news. We'll see if this one is the same. Join us on the show, and it's a Rate My Blank Monday. And I know it sounds weird. I know it sounds strange, but we're doing Rate My Batman voice. So just send those through as a dispatch on thenewsjunkie.com, and we'll start to see what's going on. You could be the winner. You could be the proud winner of a great prize here if you're the best in Rate My Blank for a Monday. An update on the story. God, this was a frustrating one, and one that really made me kind of angry in a way, about this woman who abandoned the dog at Harry Reid Airport in Las Vegas, Nevada.
You mean JetBlue?
The dog, which was since dubbed JetBlue, still not a great name.
JetBlue.
Not a great name, but this dog was abandoned by this woman who showed up, Jermiron Bryson, 26 years old, and she didn't do any of the paperwork, but she was like, this is my service animal. And they said, ma'am, you can't bring that animal on a flight with you. And she just abandoned the dog. And then the most obnoxious, insane, unhinged, antisocial thing that this woman did afterwards was there was a 10-day hold on the dog, and she never went to get it. She never attempted to contact them. She just gave up the dog. And it was a cute thing. A golden doodle or something.
A little floof.
Some poofy little floof dog. A cute one. And when the people from TSA or security at the airport came over in Las Vegas to this abandoned dog, it immediately was being sweet with them, and they were petting the dog, and now they were hoping that they could find some place that this dog could stay. And the update is a good one. A dog abandoned at Reid Airport this month has officially found his forever home. You'll love to hear it.
Yeah.
This woman was booked on charges of animal abandonment, resisting arrest, and providing a false statement to or obstructing a police officer. At the time the dog was deserted, several airport employees at the JetBlue counter were seen on video stepping in to help the animal and named the dog JetBlue as a result. I would change that new new dog owner.
Yeah.
I'm going to change that up, but, you know.
Confusing the dog.
Yeah. JetBlue Airlines also donated $6,000 to Retriever Rescue of Las Vegas, where the dog was taken following his rescue.
The dog is named JetBlue?
Yeah, the dog's new owner, though, is a Las Vegas police officer who responded at the scene that day and immediately reached out to make sure the dog was getting help. The officer and his family were also approved for adoptions through Retriever Rescue. So now the police officer who met the dog that day has taken in the dog, and JetBlue has a forever home. That's sweet. Love to hear it. You love to hear it. You love to hear it.
And I'm glad that lady got a bunch of charges, too.
Yeah, I hope that other lady gets all sorts of bad things happening to her. STDs, something that itches
Paper
for
cut
a long
in between
time.
the toes.
Oh, maybe one on the eyeball itself, the surface of the eye, right with that's the kind of thing that somebody who does that stuff deserves. It's one of the greatest barometers to testing metrics that you could ever use. Does a person do something mean, selfish, or abusive to a dog? If the answer is yes, that person is almost 100% worthless 100% of the time. More accurate than Sex Panther. 100% of the time, somebody who treats an animal like that is a bad, nasty human being. And I'm glad at least the dog has a good place to stay moving forward, it would appear. Meanwhile, staying at the airport, because that's where we stay many times on this show. A lot of viral stuff happens at the airport. The TSA said Sunday this weekend that pre-check and global entry programs were being shut down because there's like a partial government shutdown underway that nobody's really talking about. They said, you can't get in. You can't get in. The Washington Post saying shutdowns have serious real-world consequences, not just for the men and women of DHS and their families that go without a paycheck. It endangers our national security. That is the DHS Secretary Kristi Noem talking
They
about.
shut down pre-check last government shutdown?
I don't know. And then they very quickly reversed on this, C-Lane. So let me bring up the update on that, because after I saw that they had shut down pre-check, and then I saw that they reversed it.
If the partial government is shut down, does that mean all their .gov websites have banners up top that say this is shut down because of the Democrats and their lies?
Oh, I don't know.
Here's
Maybe
hoping.
they might
Radical.
have that back up again. DHS abruptly reverses suspension of TSA pre-check, this story says from CNBC. The Transportation Security Administration said pre-check airport security lanes are operating normally. DHS said global entry, however, is suspended. What's global entry? Is that like pre-check for people around the world?
Yeah, it's a customs-related thing.
But you can essentially, I've used it before, you're on the plane and you can take a selfie, fill out the forms, and go into a separate line. That's much quicker when it comes to customs.
You get like a VIP rush through customs,
and at
basically.
no cost. Now, pre-TSA, I paid $75 for. And
Well, why does the other one not cost money?
Oh, it's just an app that I used. Maybe, or unless I'm mixing it up with something else.
I think you are.
Oh, man.
Well, pre-check is one of them. The other one is global entry, whatever that is. If what you're talking about is global entry, that's what it is then. I don't know if that's something different. But it says pre-check is operational with no change for the traveling public. As staffing constraints arise, TSA will evaluate on a case-by-case basis. They said DHS early Sunday said pre-check and global entry program were scheduled to take effect at 6 a.m. on Sunday, but I guess that did not happen. They ended up shutting that whole thing down. I don't even know how all this works. I know that I keep saying I'm going to get pre-check, and then I never get it, and I really honestly should.
It's a dream.
I still haven't used it yet.
How much was it again?
$75 for 5 years.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, and when I went and got it, I had to go to the airport for my appointment where they essentially, and I've scheduled an appointment, asked me the same questions in the form I filled out. And since then, they've opened up offices that you can go to.
Yep.
One that's very close.
I did mine at what's the office supply store?
Staples? Yeah.
Something like that.
And you just go in there, easy peasy, fill out a form.
Yeah, there's a lady with a little kiosk, and
worth it, dude.
She was about to shut down for the day, but I had the baby, so she's like, "Oh, cute baby! Here, I'll turn it back on."
That baby is useful for things like that.
Yep.
Little Jackson is a key to get through some of those gates sometimes.
So there is a difference between global entry and pre-check. Global's best for international travelers. It's expedited customs entry and full pre-check benefits. Global entry comes with pre-check, so global entry costs a little more. But there is where I was confused with what Sabrina was saying. There is a thing that you could do on an app if you are like returning to the United States, going through customs, coming from another country, and you can do it all up on the app. You take a selfie.
I'm trying to find it now.
Has your passport on it, and then you get a shorter line, coming back through customs, and it's free.
Yeah, going into Europe, I was kind of blown away by the airport and how customs works there. And maybe this is a little different. Well, no, actually it wasn't. It was the same for almost everybody, I think. Almost everybody went into a big pen, like a corral, and then you answered the questions on that like digital form. And then there wasn't even a person. It was just like an iPad took a picture of your face, and they're like, enter the country.
Yeah.
All right. See you later. Here we go.
You're now free to move about the country.
Yeah. And I did. And I thought it seemed easy. Maybe too easy, but that was the way that worked there. But TSA pre-check is still open despite this partial shutdown that's been dragging on in case you're going to the airports. Now you know. All right, let me refresh the dispatches and work in a couple of these. Oh, God. I hesitate to play any of these Rate My Blank entries for the Batman voice thing, but...
Why would you never see Batman on a date in the daytime? He only comes at night.
Okay. All right, at least we got one.
He left in his own laugh track. That's nice.
We
I
got
like that.
one coming in. Ryan.
Hello, junkies.
Ooh.
How do you like my Batman voice?
That's pretty deep.
Wiggle, wiggle. Pop, pop.
Mm-hmm. Man kicking.
I'm Batman.
And I'm Robin.
Okay.
Stupid.
These are all stupid. Just spoiler alert.
Good morning, news junkie.
Nope.
I am craving a double cheeseburger.
You don't sound like Batman. You just sound like a sex predator.
Yes. Like the call's coming from inside the house and under the bed.
That's creepy, man. What is that?
And fries.
All right.
Wonderful day.
Okay, there you go. That's enough. That is enough. Well, our last one.
Hi, I'm Batman.
Okay.
You should stop doing crime. Stop it.
I kind of like that one, actually.
That was my vote so far.
I don't know why.
Stop
that
it.
was,
Who was that?
Danger? Yeah, Danger.
Stop.
All right.
All right, we're going to put Danger on the list because of his stop it.
All right, there you go. Lots of other dispatches are coming in, and we will get to them momentarily here on the show. And Rate My Blank is, for some stupid reason, Rate My Batman voice. So record yours and send it over today. Win yourself a sweet little prize if you're a fan of the show. Okay, I wanted to get into the cartel stuff. We only have a little bit of time, so let me just give you a couple of details before we find out what's coming up on the next episode. They killed a cartel boss. They did. Mexican authorities killed a Mexican drug cartel boss named El Mencho.
El Mencho. What does that mean?
Let's see. Can we get some information? Does El Mencho rise to the point where he has a Wikipedia page? I don't know if I've seen that before. I don't know much about El Mencho, so we can learn
Got
together.
a wiki.
Does he really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised. He's like a big time.
Oseguera Cervantes.
That's his name? What was that? Say it one more time.
Nemesio, Nemesio,
Nemesio.
Oseguera, and Cervantes.
All right. Okay. Cervantes. This guy is dead now. El Mencho. They said he was a real bad dude. Whole areas of Western Mexico have been shut down after a surge in cartel violence sparked by a military raid that killed one of the world's most wanted drug traffickers known as El Mencho. Schools were closed in several Mexican states. Foreign governments warned their cities to stay inside after the drug lord was declared dead on Sunday. The 59-year-old cartel leader was killed during a shootout after the Mexican military attempted to capture him in a raid supported by intelligence from Washington. The U.S. has been pushing its southern neighbor to take more aggressive action against groups trafficking fentanyl, methamphetamine, and cocaine. And yeah, the drugs are bad. And yeah, the drugs are a reason to do this, but it's not the only or even the biggest reason. It is an absolute stain on humanity that Mexico, Central American countries, and South American countries have let sometimes entire cities or areas of their country go under the power of cartels that brutalize the locals. And beyond the drugs is the violence enacted on those locals every day, and the fact that these countries don't have control over their own borders. Now, I'm seeing the area where this took place. It's west of Mexico City by quite a bit. Jalisco is where Guadalajara is on the west coast. Jalisco on the west coast of Mexico. And that's where this all went down. La Jornada, a Mexican newspaper, reported at least 26 people have been killed in the unrest that followed. And I think this is at the airport. This was people just freaking out and panicking at the airport. They're running, hiding behind the counter.
No mames. ¿Están bien?
People are running every direction. Now, there was no attack on this airport, from what I could tell. The airport said it was just a panic that struck out. And there was huge responses from the cartels. Here's something I'll show you for those of you on YouTube. I'll put it up on See It Now during the break. They started blowing up stuff across the city.
They got a Costco?
Yeah, there's cars lit on fire, car bombs. This is in a Costco parking lot where they lit multiple cars on fire. You hear gunshots ringing out all across this city as a response to the cartel leader being killed. Crazy, man.
Jeez.
Crazy. And them lashing out doing this shows you just how big the problem actually is. They need to get control of these places and save these people from living under the thumbs of the violent lunatics who run these cartels and lord over their lives in the worst kind of way. We'll get into more of how that operation went down and what's happening in Mexico as the show rolls on. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? The BAFTAs got weird, and so did Wiz Khalifa's son's 13th birthday. Ray J's back in the news, and not for his months to live or his bleeding eyes, but apparently for his uncontrollable fists. Plus, am I, Sabrina Amber, going to be cut down by God? Kid Rock sure thinks so. All that and maybe the last next episode coming soon. Sorry, I don't end it usually.
Yeah.
That was just
coming soon.
Going on the Kid Rock drama.
And that is coming soon on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Florida is receiving nearly $40 million.
Hello. Skull mic activated. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. Breaking news. Two pieces of breaking news. One, Rob Reiner's son, Nick Reiner, has pleaded not guilty in the murder of his parents. Rob Reiner's son, Nick Reiner, has pleaded not guilty in the brutal murder of his parents. Which is, interesting plea. Also, the former UK ambassador to the United States, Peter Mandelson, has been arrested over his alleged relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Once again, keep this in mind because this makes some people unhinged. Mandelson was also passing confidential government memos to Epstein. Okay? So once again, this was just like Prince Andrew, who is a creep and a nasty guy, and I don't care about him, but he is not being charged in relation to sex with minors or Epstein Island or anything. He's being charged for releasing government information to Epstein. And the same is true for the 72-year-old Peter Mandelson, the former UK ambassador to the United States. There you go.
Your haircut, you want to get your beard trimmed, manis, petties, and a fully stocked bar
Brit's got 2 arrests from the Epstein files in it. Hey, can they find anybody who was sharing like top secret docs with Epstein in the United States or Israel? Can we round up some of these scoundrels for that here in the United States?
What if you could buy a flippable two-sided mattress made from the finest materials that cost less than other luxury brands? This is Greg Trzynski.
It's an interesting thing though, because people will be like, 2 arrests from the UK related to the Epstein files. Technically that's true, but that's not what people are going to be thinking.
Our most extraordinary sleep system. Built locally at a price other luxury brands just can't match. Visit the original mattress factory and experience the
There's a video of a Mexican cop that was shot and his teeth stopped the bullet. Email me that one, please. Or tag me on X. I haven't seen this. At the News Junkie or tips at thenewsjunkie.com. 2 minutes and we're back. Is it cold in here or is it just my nipples? That's not me, that's Kevin. Kevin! Wow, Sean, really Israel? Yeah, you don't want to Tucker Carlson yourself too hard. But there was some mentions of Israel and them their Epstein files. A lot of them seem to be from Epstein to himself, because he would just send himself weird stuff because he's weird. And he's better hanging than not. I'd rather than be prosecuted for what they got in return for the intel. Well, they got nothing. I mean, they don't have that. They don't have that, obviously. You have 2 choices. You can look at all the files that were released from the Epstein case, and you can think one of 2 things. One, there is some global satanic conspiracy to protect all of these people. Or 2, there's nothing actionable that any local or federal officials can actually arrest somebody for, other than what they've seen in the UK with these 2 arrests. Eddie says, Sean, you should circle back to the hypocrites crying to release the files, are in the file and are changing their sense of urgency. Well, like The View? Like The View? Ladies on The View? Or Michael Wolff? Or Steve Bannon? Or any of these people? It's just become a weapon for a lot of mentally unwell people. I'll say it again. If you think that Trump literally had sex with kids as a result of the Epstein files, we got problems. I don't know how to fix that. I don't even know where to start. Very obviously not the case. Okay, we are coming back. Hold on to your butts. You get it, Sam? Samuel L. Jackson gets it.
Is that ball? That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Check out Chumba Casino's new social slot game. Ryan Seacrest 10K ways. 10,000 ways to play means 10,000 ways to have more fun. Ryan Seacrest 10K ways. Only on Chumba Casino.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a time.
Viral Newsroom, we're back to it with the next episode in just a moment here on the show, and then your feedback, dispatches, emails, all of that good stuff. Pile it up for us over at thenewsjunkie.com. Not sure if we're going to get any news this week on the Nancy Guthrie front. It kind of seems like we're treading the same ground over and over there. And they're starting to talk about, like the sheriff in Pima County, Arizona, is starting to talk about things. He's like, well, some of this stuff may take years. We may be looking for months and months at the DNA profiles. And you go, damn, I mean, if I'm one of the family members, and I hear that you're talking years and months, and I start to think at some point that maybe you think that my mom is not with us anymore.
Well, the evolution of interest in this has happened very fast. And
Yeah.
I mean, we were all into it. Everybody, internet sleuths, were picking apart the video and looking for the Walmart backpack. And then it was like, oh, it's an inside job. And then all of a sudden it was like, she's probably good.
Yeah, now it's all quiet, but we'll watch. Anything that happens, brought to you just like that. Right now, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Panties.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. That's his website. That's where you start the process of refinancing your beautiful home. Maybe buying your first dream home. Debt consolidation, HELOCs, reverse mortgages, and everything in between. The most important part, you got someone who's got your back and your family's back, looking out for you. So work with an expert and a friend that you can trust by going to that website, ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
20 years ago, 2006, ready to feel old AF, the 1 billionth legally downloaded song was purchased on iTunes. Up for grabs, 8 points. What song was it?
The 1 billionth song?
Legally downloaded on iTunes 20 years ago today.
2006.
No.
It would have been ironic, but...
Yeah. Speaking of irony, the word sound is in the title.
Sound of Silence?
Sound.
It's a fast sound, but you could only
Hypersound.
catch the blank of said Speed of Sound by Coldplay.
Speed of Sound by Coldplay is my answer.
That is correct. 8 points for Sean.
You said 6.
Nailed it.
2 bonus points for going with it. It was on this day.
The rules are very willy-nilly, it would
1
seem.
billionth. And then I asked ChatGPT, said downloads are tricky to get the numbers because the platforms just report the streams of it all, but well above 1 billion streams as of today is this song right here, which maybe we'll celebrate in 20 years.
The Weeknd?
Blinding Lights has almost 5.3 billion streams.
That's a lot.
Yay. Congratulations to all that were involved.
It's a fine song, but 5 billion streams.
I'm sorry? It was part of that TikTok trend, too. Remember? Stranger Things or something like that.
He hates The Weeknd.
I love the weekday, especially when I'm with you two. Though this past weekend got a little weird when it came to the BAFTA segue.
Nobody ever writes a song about the weekdays being great. You know,
Monday?
It's usually working
that's
for the
Manic
weekend
Monday,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'll work on it.
Okay.
And let's work on how we're going to address the BAFTAs, the British Academy Film Awards. They went down.
Yes.
And I didn't know that they were going down. A lot of award winners. And then one particular moment that's going viral. A lot of comments, some outcry, some understanding. And here we go.
And a lot of not understanding.
Not at all. Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo on stage to present the best visual effects to Avatar, Fire and Ash, much like Florida recently, when someone shouted the N-word.
All right, you want to play this?
Things. Yes,
this
the video I sent you
clip here.
censored. Yep.
All right.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of
the first one.
We're here to celebrate.
All right, there's somebody in the background saying the N-word.
Delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA.
Yeah, it was the
of
first
night
one.
for a vital part of movie making.
We're
here to.
I mean, worse but perfectly timed pregnant pause in all award show history. Now, it turns out the shouter was John Davidson, who has Tourette's syndrome. He was invited because he was the inspiration for the nominated movie I Swear. There was a couple other moments that he had yelled other obscenities throughout the night. Shut the F up during an introductory speech. F you during the director's speech after they won for Boong, Best Children and Family Film. Host Alan Cumming told the audience, you may have noticed some strong language in the background. This can be part of how Tourette syndrome shows up for some people as the film explores that experience. Tics are involuntary.
You want him addressing this?
Yeah.
Here's Alan Cumming talking about the Tourette's guy.
Just a few moments. And yes, an artist who let us leave behind the daily litany of problems this hurly-burly world flings at us for just a few moments. And yes, with their incredible cinematic sorcery, allow us to believe that maybe, just maybe, everything's going to be okay.
That's just him being dealing with this in real time, I guess.
Two different, hey! Yes.
Yeah.
So that's his big tick. And then I went down a wormhole of the movie that he was there for, I Swear, which looks incredible. And it turns out the star of that movie won Best Leading Actor, which was pretty incredible.
The Tourette's guy did?
The man who portrayed him.
The guy who was the actor, okay.
Yes, the guy who was screaming and having his tics is who the movie is based on. And so he won Best Leading Actor. It was a very exciting moment. Obviously, worth mentioning again, tics are involuntary, and though sometimes they can be met with laughter and levity, this also could be a horrific moment for the guy. So in comes in Jamie Foxx, who immediately commented on an Instagram post discussing the controversial moment, saying, "Nah, he meant that S." Out of all the words you could have said, Tourette's makes you say that?
Yeah, Jamie, that's how Tourette's works, you idiot.
Three different comments.
Yeah,
so,
he said, nah, he meant that S, unacceptable. And out of all the words you could have said, Tourette's makes you say that. Yeah, that's literally the point.
Correct.
It's like I'm not an expert on Tourette's, but from what I hear, it literally, there's a certain type of Tourette's that you can have that pushes you, well, you're scared of saying the most offensive thing in that moment, so that's the word that sometimes is said. It's actually part of it.
But the timing was wild. But congratulations to the lead actor and his award. And congratulations to this guy's 13-year-old son. It rhymes with Biz Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa.
That is correct. And a very interesting birthday tradition. And it involves violence. So here we go.
Nice.
His son Sebastian turned 13, and Wiz posted the video where he administered 13 punches right to his gut. And that's the other video that I sent you. And they weren't too bad, but boxing gloves were involved. And he doesn't go full out, but you can hear Sebastian doesn't necessarily want them. Curious about everyone's take.
Is audio safe on this?
Yes.
So this is like his birthday present to his kid is to punch him?
I think other wrapped gifts.
All right, he taps his chest, or his abs. 15.
13.
1.
Hands up.
He's got a glove on. He's got a boxing glove on.
Hands up. 2.
That sounds hard.
Come on, hands up, bro. Take it like a G. You're 13 years old.
Take it like a G.
Take it like a G, yeah.
4.
Oh, he got him.
4. Tighten his stomach. Come on. Take it like a G.
He's only on 4.
6. Breathe. 7. Every time you get hit, breathe out. There you go.
There we go.
All right, there he goes.
Awkward.
Too violent?
Oh, God, I thought he was really going to hit him that hard on the
When's
last one.
Jackson's birthday? And any shot at taking 2 punches to his gut?
Well, his next birthday, he'll get 3.
Oh my God.
Bah, bah, boof.
Hold in. Take it like a G, Jackson.
I totally forgot about birthday punches, but we used to do that as kids, and it was like, it was usually just a bunch in a row and then one for good luck, and you would hit the good luck one a little harder
Let's
than
bring
the
it
others.
back, baby.
Would your dad ever hit you for your birthday?
No,
That never happened to
I don't
me.
think my dad did that.
No.
Well, it's never too late.
And certainly
Be
not
lame.
lined me up, against a wall and told me to tighten my chest.
Take it like a G?
Yeah. My dad has never said take it like a G.
Not yet.
I kind of want him to now.
Unfortunately, I've run out of time, so I'm just going to read the headline and maybe we dive in later on. But Kid Rock says that God will cut down journalists from the fake liberal media for reporting on his $5,000 tour tickets.
True.
I did technically report on that. I don't know if we are considered fake liberal media. Thoughts? Yes. No?
You are, yes.
I am fake liberal media, and therefore, goodbye to all of you, because God will be cutting me down any minute now. I just was trying to share entertainment news.
Just to be clear, just to be clear, he is selling $5,000 seats to his shows.
Instead of reporting facts or that lawn seats are only $50, Sean, you did report that, so you're safe. And how we're cutting out the scalpers. They twist it for headlines and clicks to attack me. Nothing new here. God will cut me down.
Yeah, because you have $5,000 tickets.
God's going to cut me down. Goodbye.
You're mad that people, you could call them like whatever you want politically, but you're mad that people said you were selling $5,000 tickets. That's a tough stance to take when you're selling $5,000 tickets.
But the lawn seats, the Dow.
You could say yes, but I'm also selling lawn seats for cheaper. But nobody from his camp has said that it's not real, that he's not actually selling the tickets for $5,000. He is
1,000% real. So it was nice knowing everyone here. Thank you so much for listening and following me on Instagram and TikTok. And I'll see you in the next life, I suppose. Until then, one last boob tube, maybe. We've got the Peacock NBA Monday with the Pistons, Rockets, Spurs, and Jazz. Good luck. Have fun, guys. American Idol on ABC. 29th season premiere of The Voice on NBC. Series premiere of CIA on CBS. Second season premiere. C-Line so excited. Paradise.
Hell yeah.
On Hulu.
That's right.
Ashley texted me this morning that it was coming back, and I just texted.
Slowdowns, Florida's Turnpike southbound.
Hello.
For both eastbound and westbound at 535.
Welcome in. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. Welcome behind the scenes of the show.
676-8477.
If you are not aware, the Hall of Fame has arrived. Gift secret show subs. If you gift 10 of them, you can get your photo in the studio on the Hall of Fame. Nothing that can't be shown on camera. All right, you gotta cover up at least a little bit. Be artistic about it if you're going that route, or just show your face, or just take a funny snapshot from the show that you think is embarrassing. Whatever you want on the Hall of Fame. You can claim this if you gift subs or subscribe over at thenewsjunkie.com. You're going to have to gift subs for that because you need to give 10. But pretty cool. Love it. I want to be on the Wall of Shame. Maybe at some point. I don't want to reward those people, though. Do we get credit for past purchases? Only moving forward, minus Sun State John. Sun State John automatically will get a spot on the Hall of Fame. My daughter sent you the Mexican video to tips. Thank you. I'll check that out. I'll give 10 secret show stubs and then send you a picture of Boss Man Jack. Well, that'll make it. Bet. That will be the first one on the frame.
And unforgettable moments. Enter now for your chance to win at XL1067.com.
The world is always changing. Now you can track what's likely to happen.
Yeah, the only rules are that it has to be something that we can show on camera. That's it. That's the only rules. Claim it over at thenewsjunkie.com after you give 10 subs or more. Claim it, and then email me, and we'll get you all set up, and I'll put it on there. I'll do it during the show. We can watch that sucker go up in real time. All right, we're back in just a moment here. I've seen some people, by the way, stuck in Mexico with airlines shutting off any flights coming out and into the United States. People who were just visiting Mexico for vacation, and they're stuck because the Mexican government finally made a move, and I love that they did this. I hope they do more. They finally made a move against the cartels. So the cartels are going to lash out like terrorists and blow up a bunch of shit and target people and light stuff on fire because they want to discourage the government from doing this anymore. The government needs to stomp these people out. Give these cities back to the Mexicans who live there. Don't let them live under the threat of violence constantly from these cartels. This could be a moment for a revolution on that front. Keep going is the message. They haven't done anything, and they've let these people grab so much power that it becomes a difficult thing for them to wage. There are no rules for Skull Mike or secret shows. Why rules now? Well, because this, the Hall of Fame is going to be featured on the stream. So it can't be content that's not allowed to be streamed. That's the main thing. So there are minor rules. As I said, minor rules. I'm submitting my picture for the Hall of Fame anyway. You can't stop me. That's true. That's true. Best of luck. Okay, 2 minutes and we're back live on the show. I also have more updates on that BAFTA thing because that was so unhinged. So the response from Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, if you're out there, pal, you're a fucking embarrassment. You are an absolute embarrassment. Trying to grab onto the reins of victimization by going after this guy with Tourette's during this award show that you weren't even at, I guess. But it's a combination of being hyper triggered about the N-word in general and also having zero understanding of what somebody with Tourette's actually goes through. Imagine the balls. The balls to have a man featured in a movie about the difficulty of his life with Tourette's and the social pressures he faces. The country in England is wowed and won over, and emotions come out, and empathy is felt for this man and these issues that he has because he has Tourette's. That man is hit with a bunch of potential awards nominations. Awards nominations come his way as a result of the movie. They say, bring him in. We love him. We love people like him. Bring him in. And they bring him in for the award show. And then the Tourette's guy does what happens when you have Tourette's. And they're like, whoa! Whoa! Jamie Foxx is embarrassing. That was embarrassing. You should be embarrassed. There are only two possible takes. One, you don't believe this guy, like the people who think Stevie Wonder is not really blind, and you think he's faking it. And if he is faking it, that's horrible. There's no evidence of that at all. Or two, you don't care. You don't care that a person has Tourette's and that something like that might happen on account of it's just too serious. That is all embarrassing. Jamie Foxx should be embarrassed. He probably won't be, but he should be. We're coming back live on the show. Here we go.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human. The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a time.
Three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day here on the show. Big week ahead of us. We'll see what happens here on planet Earth, my favorite television show. You can follow along at thenewsjunkie.com. Honest to God, Jamie Foxx should be absolutely embarrassed for the take that he had after this award show thing. And to me, it's so unbelievable to consider that you have this guy who is in England who has Tourette's. And the Tourette syndrome, God, I can't even imagine how difficult it must be to live life with Tourette's. And you can't control this, and it's just socially just terrible,
Think about this. Like, this guy he was there because he was the inspiration for this movie.
Yeah.
Which did
invited
well,
him there.
Did well at the award ceremony. It's called I Swear.
Yeah.
Which is a great name for a movie about somebody with Tourette's.
It is.
And he had a couple outbursts, but because of that one, he left.
Yeah.
He left the award show after that because he was so embarrassed. Mm-hmm. And, that's just something he always has to deal with.
And mind you, this man also dealt with being invited to a ceremony with the royal family. And in the middle of it said, F the Queen. So not his first rodeo.
Right.
And this movie tells these struggles and explains in a beautiful way what it is to live with Tourette's syndrome.
Yeah.
And yet Jamie Foxx just goes immediately and says, Tourette's, that's the word you pick?
Well, because a lot of people are saying that means he was thinking it.
Well, there's only two. Of course he was, because that's what the Tourette's syndrome does in these moments. You go to the worst thing. If I'm hanging out with a fat person, the Tourette's is going to go, okay, say something about them being fat. Fatty, it's going to come out. If all of a sudden I've got Tourette's and the 10 black people walk into the room, I'm going to be like, all right, folks, I better get out of here. That's what your brain does. They can't help it. There are only two possible takes. All right, we have arrived at a fork in the road. There are only two possible takes. One, this person had an elaborate plan to pretend like they have Tourette's and then pretend like they have vocal tic outbursts at these award shows.
Eric Cartman incarnate.
Like Eric Cartman, pretend that they couldn't help but say the N-word when these two folks, including Michael B. Jordan, were up on stage at the beginning of the event. That's one, that this person just totally pretended all of this. It was all a big pretend thing, and they think they can get away with it because they have Tourette's. That's like a 5-year-old's argument. Or there's the idea that maybe this guy's whole life isn't fake. Maybe he does have Tourette's, and maybe this is how Tourette's works, I should say.
He has a whole army of Tourette's, and they all work like that.
That to me is the only possible thing. Like, the fork in the road is either this is like Stevie Wonder and you want to throw a baseball at him and see if he's really blind, or you go, maybe Stevie Wonder's definitely blind. Maybe he's blind like he says he is and like he's been his whole life. That's the fork that you arrive at in the road. And there are so many people that were overly sensitive about this. I truly believe it. The Associated Press says BBC and the host apologized after a racial slur was shouted during the BAFTA Awards. Now, I don't have a problem with them going like, hey, folks, just so you know, there's somebody here who has Tourette's. If you hear something being screamed out in the audience, we're all adults. We just have to understand that these kind of things happen, and it's unfortunate. And Alan Cumming tried to do that. He told the audience that a guest at the ceremony was John Davidson, this guy who's a campaigner for people with Tourette's, who inspired the movie that Sabrina was talking about called I Swear. Tourette's syndrome is a neurological disorder characterized by involuntary repetitive movements and vocalizations, including the uttering of inappropriate words. I've told the story very, very, very long ago on the show. I knew a guy who was a firefighter. And when he was going through firefighter school, Mike told me about they made a friend in their class. And their friend, nice guy, same age, firefighter, all of that. But he had Tourette's. And they said, as they're sitting in this class, they're learning about all the things. They're trying to become firefighters. They're thinking about their future. This kid keeps having problems in the classroom because stuff like this is happening. He's saying the N-word, or he's saying to this fat lady in class, he keeps saying fat whore, fat whore, fat whore. And they take offense to it. And you go, guys, at some point you have to be adults with a brain big enough to understand that stuff like this happens. And maybe you can like calm down with outrage for 5 seconds and move on to the next thing. Again, I don't have a problem with them addressing it. That makes sense. Address it because it's not great and it could be uncomfortable for people around it. But are we past the point of being able to be uncomfortable? Now we must be like, get him out of here. There again, fork in the road. There are only two options. One, you say sometimes you're going to be around somebody who has Tourette's, and you need to understand what could happen if that's the case. Or two, people with Tourette's aren't allowed to be in polite society. They're not allowed to go to award shows, which is ridiculous. Like, obviously, this guy deserves to live. I saw another one of another British guy. I think he was British. You guys might remember that. Like, he's a TikToker, I think. Younger guy. And he films himself just living his life, and he has very, very severe Tourette's.
Uncle Tick?
I don't know. He's a younger guy. Black hair. He's got dark black hair. A younger guy. And when he went on the plane one time, he goes on the plane. He's like, bomb, I have a bomb. I have a bomb. I have a bomb on the plane. Bomb, I have a bomb. And they're starting to gather around him. The other passengers are freaking out. The flight attendants, stewardesses, whatever, are all starting to react to this. And the guy goes, I'm sorry, I have Tourette's. I don't really have a bomb. He has to explain it. And I understand needing the explanation, but it would be the same thing as saying this guy's never allowed to fly because he has Tourette's. I care about fairness. Mm-hmm. Fairness and outcomes are my two things that I care about. And I think that is unfair to tell these people that they should live in some sort of closet hidden away somewhere from polite public because you can't take it if somebody says an offensive word. Get over it, for God's sake. They wanted more, too. I said,
what if that Tourette's guy really does bomb a plane, though? I mean, he has the ultimate...
I told you.
The ultimate kind of loophole there.
Here's the Tourette's guy. John Davidson's his name. Here's the actual guy.
He sounded like me, even the ticks. Hey! There's a lot of ticking going on in the film, and it's like unbelievable. Initially, before the documentary, I would be scared to go out the house. People would, go across the road to avoid me if I was walking down the street. I was bullied a lot.
Of course. Yeah. Like, I can't think of too many things that seem as exhausting as being one of these people who has to brave through life with Tourette's. It doesn't seem fun. I think it seems exhausting. I think it seems torturous, and I can't help but just feel for you. And then the idea that afterwards, Jamie Foxx and these legion of losers online are like, nah, he did that on purpose.
Educate yourself, please, because stuff is there for it.
Well, I mean, and I don't even know that much about Tourette's, but I know that that's what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, it's literally involuntary. Another underrated tweet or X post, whatever you'd like to call it. Wemby Central says, Tourette's is not an excuse to say bad things. That's in quotes. Like, Tourette's is not an excuse to say bad things. I feel like it's actually a pretty solid excuse, they said. Like, that is the excuse. Hence why Cartman wanted to go that way. A spokesperson for a charity, the Tourette's Action Group, says, we also want to address the negative comments that have surfaced following John's involuntary vocal tics during the ceremony. We deeply understand that these words can cause hurt, but at the same time, it's vital that the public understands a fundamental truth about Tourette's syndrome. Tics are involuntary. They are not a reflection of a person's beliefs, intentions, or character. Thank you. Thank you very much. And people with brains believe this. But they wanted so much. One of the guys who was on stage, and I get that he'd be affected by it more. He's on stage when the dude screams out the N-word. Delroy Lindo wishes, quote, somebody from BAFTA spoke to us after the N-word was shouted as he and Michael B. Jordan were presenting the award. He told Vanity Fair he did what he had to do in that moment when the racial slur was said by John Davidson, who's diagnosed with Tourette's syndrome. Sources told Variety that after the ceremony, that floor managers informed guests and attendees sitting around Davidson of his condition. According to multiple sources, none of the nominees or attendees were contacted by BAFTA or BBC ahead of the show to notify them. So they're saying some of the people on the stage might not have known, but they went around and told every single person. The people who are responding to this as if it's just abject racism and that we should just coddle everybody around it, instead of saying, hey, this is a moment where we can learn about things, those people are unhinged weirdos. They don't understand actual life.
And then this production designer, I don't know what she wanted out of this. Maybe in her eyes, saying nothing would have been better, but had like a 3-post tweet thread, whatever, about the apology, calling it a throwaway apology and saying that it made the situation worse.
What do you want? What do you want? Your hypersensitivity to words in general, and in particular racial epithets, has led you to the place where you justify any and all responses to somebody saying these things to begin with. Even when, in some cases like this, it's a person with a medical condition that cannot stop what's going on. But because your brain's not big enough to understand that other brains aren't like yours, you are the equivalent, Jamie Foxx in particular, you are the equivalent of the weird redneck dad who is slapping his autistic son to try to get him to not be weird anymore. That's literally what you're doing. That's the equivalent of what you're doing. And for some reason, you could just say this stuff and not get shamed out of Hollywood. You can say this and just like, no big deal, no problem. You could be that publicly ignorant about things like this and no issue whatsoever. Somebody says, make a movie about a disabled inclusivity, get a real-life disabled person to play the part, complain when his disability plays out in public. Absolute kino, says this particular person. Tourette's syndrome, says queer Latifah. All right. Tourette's syndrome doesn't make you just call black actors winning awards the N-word. This is just overt racism. Call it what it is. Yes, it does, Miss Queer Latifah. That's literally what it does. That's literally the thing. And even Variety was jumping on this, saying, BAFTA and the BBC let the N-word air on tape delay. Michael B. Jordan, Delroy Lindo, and the Tourette's community and viewers deserve an apology. Like this whining, groveling article that they didn't dump this and have a delay that dumped the button or whatever.
I think part of the argument was that there was something else that they did dump out of their delay.
Right. Yeah. But like, if you're just dumping everything this guy says, now, again, you can't even have him on the broadcast. You can't. You can technically get away with it if the person has Tourette's, if you interview them. Mm-hmm. Like a little bit of a loophole.
Want me to set that up?
You could do that. I'd love to hear from somebody who has Tourette's who has an opinion on this, an opinion on the reaction with these hypersensitive pussies, honestly, who get up in arms about this without fully caring about the person involved. Like, this sucks, dude. This sucks for the guy who did this. That's the whole point. That's why they have to hide out and stuff and not participate in polite society. All right. Quick break. Let's see here. When we come back, Anonymous is talking about this, so I'll work this in real quick to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Good afternoon, junkies. I hear you speaking about Tourette's syndrome today. I've only ever met one person with Tourette's syndrome. I did watch the TV series called Ballin' Out Loud, which follows
Bailey Out Loud. That's the girl we've spoken about before that she was on with Cuomo.
Yeah. Okay.
She became a very big personality on TikTok. I've watched a couple of her episodes where it kind of gives you insight on her life and how it's not all funny and games and very tough.
Yeah, that's the truth of the matter, really. So Bailey Out Loud, you said, is what it's supposed to be?
Yeah, something
okay.
like that.
Bailey Out Loud, which follows a teenage girl who has Tourette's syndrome, and it shows the struggles that she personally goes through and her family and her friends go through while being out in public, and it definitely gives you a whole new outlook on them and the struggles they actually go through. I highly recommend checking it out. Not only is it educational, she's effing hilarious. Have a great day. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Baylin, Baylen Dupree, 21-year-old social media influencer. Let's find her. She's the one in the show.
And real quick, just for the record, I'm not suggesting that there aren't people who exaggerate this or overdo it. Or literally, there was a social contagion on TikTok where young girls in the northeastern United States in particular were going to doctors in droves because they all thought after watching TikTok videos that they had Tourette's themselves. I get it. I get that people take advantage of this. I get that some people will be doing things that are dishonest around this too, or get caught up in some kind of social contagion. But this guy's appears to be legit. It appears to be a legit situation.
Okay.
Be adults, for God's sake.
Before we move on from this, just a nice little fun hypothetical question.
All right.
Let's move over to a pretend universe where the both of you are single, and you have to make a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Either you date Balin Dupree with the Tourette's and has the tics, and she might yell some not so savory words when people are of color around,
at any moment.
Or the other reality TV one that looks like she's constantly 12 years old all the time. And,
Tourette's.
Tourette's. Which you
take the Tourette's. Yeah, I'll take the Tourette's.
Nothing against that person and their condition. But
I don't want people showing up with shotguns and gas cans. I don't need that in my life. I got enough problems, I think. Flats Fisherman says, if you have Tourette's and say the N-word, is it because that is the way you actually feel, or is it 100% random? The way I've heard it explained is, imagine you have no control over the words that come out of your mouth. And I'll state very quickly, although I am by no means some sort of spokesperson for the world of people who have Tourette's, I will say that Tourette's is a pretty big spectrum of people who have small physical tics. You might just move around a little bit. Your body might wiggle. People who have verbal tics, people who have more aggressive verbal tics, and people who say these things. It's like a particular type of Tourette's where you say the worst thing in that moment. And imagine that you're going into a situation and a whole bunch of one-armed people are in the room with you, and they all walk in at once, and your brain is telling you, okay, I have Tourette's. Don't say anything about the fact that all these people have one arm. Don't say anything about the fact that all these people have one arm. That's the thing that escapes you. You naturally are worried about the worst thing, and that's what comes forth from it. That's the best I know of it. Anybody with more experience, certainly jump in, send a dispatch tips at thenewsjunkie.com with an email, or anything else you'd like to throw our way. More on Team USA and the big victories as the Olympics ends. More on the Mexican cartels. And plus, I think I might go jeffing later. I might jeff. I might, after the show, I've been thinking about jeffing. And I'll explain what this phenomenon is. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Did Angelique and Daisy get lost?
I hope they're kissing.
Hello?
Crews clearing up an accident. I-4 eastbound before 417. Right shoulder there is blocked. A little bit of a slow ride. Florida's Turnpike southbound between 417.
Chat. Anybody agree with Jamie Foxx and former ESPN host Jamel Hill? Anybody agree with these folks? Just curious. Anybody agree?
Sponsored by Everdor Garage Door. Squeaks.
Jeffing after peen maxing? We'll talk about jeffing in a sec.
Everdor for just $49. They'll tune up and shut down the noise. Trust Everdor for smooth service.
Hell no. Nah.
Everdor, the garage.
I've told myself not to pee in the sink before, and guess what happened next? Woo! All right. Can the FCC mess with an FM host with tics, or would she be protected? Technically, I think they could be protected in that case, but I don't know that it's been a thing. I've not heard of somebody with Tourette's hosting a show. Well, again, there's lots of forms of Tourette's. If you're a YouTube fan, you might have heard of Ethan Klein. He has Tourette's. Mostly just involves his body moving or his eyebrow moving. Hello?
Hi.
Can you believe he said the fish are going to survive?
I'm very happy.
I don't know if I don't
He
know.
said I can feed him tomorrow.
Really? Okay.
But that means I have to go back to Publix.
You got to go back to Publix again?
I have to get shrimp. He thinks it's a good idea to give him shrimp.
Okay, well, don't kill them like you did.
I didn't kill them.
You
Don't you even.
put too much shrimp.
I thought they were eating it. He did too.
The fish are in dire straits, folks. The fish in the aquarium are having a rough time. But Greg, the aquarium
bunch
guy.
of piggies.
The problem is they weren't eating enough of the stuff you were putting in them.
Because they were too small.
Did you apologize to them?
I will.
You need to.
I'll give him a kiss.
No, you can't kiss a fish.
Yeah, you can.
You gotta kiss the fish. Is that how it goes? Sha la 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 la. You leaving? I was singing the song.
I heard.
I thought I was. I do have stuff all over me, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
Stand by, folks. I keep seeing like little fuzz balls on my shoulders.
Embarrassing.
I know. Why would you send me out like this?
I didn't see ya.
Send me into the real world like this. This is embarrassing.
Okay.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye-bye.
You kiss a fish? Sha la 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 la. Alan says, no, I don't agree if it's not used in the derogatory statement, plus he has Tourette's. Get over it. True. Get over it. God, what a pussy, Jamie Foxx. This is the worst thing you've done since you pretend to die that one time. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we not allowed to do that? Because that's basically what you're doing. Questioning people's medical diagnoses? Have I gone too far, Mr. Fox? Might I also say your movie with Cameron Diaz was absolute dog shit.
To break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is Special Agent Regal, Special Agent Bradley Hall.
In 2018, the FBI took down a ring of spies working for China's Ministry of State Security.
The Sixth Bureau podcast is a story of the inner workings of the MSS and how one man's ambition and mistakes opened its vault of secrets.
Listen to The Sixth Bureau from Bloomberg Podcasts on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart.
Follow The Sixth Bureau and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This is the
And the world's most viral newsroom. Learn more about the show over on the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com. Thenewsjunkie.com. Thinking about Jeffing after the show. Probably going to Jeff. I don't know how long
I'm going to decline.
No, you're going to turn it down?
So you know what it means.
Well, it's a big thing that's spreading around now. And the funny thing is, Sabrina, there's actually a guy named Jeff who's at the center of all of this. And I mean, that must be weird when you're Jeff and people are like, oh, I'm going to be Jeffing later today. This is a real thing. This is a legit thing. And it's the walk-run technique called Jeffing that is going viral right now. People are taking to this. It's well known among runners. I don't know how you guys speak. I don't know your lingo. So I guess you've been talking about Jeffing for a long time. I'm not in on it. Jeff Galloway is the Olympian who is at the center of all of this. Maybe we'll see some Jeffing at the Summer Olympics when that comes up in just a bit. But it's supposed to be pretty great for you. What is Jeffing? Simply put, it's a technique that intersperses walk breaks with running bouts to help ward off fatigue and boost endurance. That sounds good to me. I don't have to run the whole time. This is Jeff Galloway, who started in 1973 while instructing a beginner running class at university. Jeffing was what Galloway came up with. They ran into a couple of groups here, and they said the best way to tackle these kind of runs is the 30-30 method. 30-second run, 30-second walk. That's how you know you're Jeffing. That's when you hit peak Jeffing, if you do it that way.
Can I just do the walk half?
That is not Jeffing.
That's an F. That's F.
Yeah, that is just walking, basically.
I've Jeffed, but it was like crossing a street in which I start with a bit of a run, and I'm like, no need to do this right now. So I walk the rest, but I think total that's 10 seconds.
I usually do it the other way around, Sabrina. I usually get embarrassed. You ever you're crossing the road and then you see a couple of people are waiting for you and you started walking? And you're like,
but sometimes it's just upper half that I Jeff.
Yeah.
In which my arms look like they're running, but bottom half is not.
The street cross, we used to do the move where it was like say you clap into the, all right. But you're really not moving any faster. You're just kind of the torso's.
You're moving the top half of your body around as if more movement is going.
To give the drivers who are waiting on you the illusion that you care enough to at least look like you're
the thought of being faster. Is there.
Yeah. If you're Jeffing though, you will be doing this all the time. 30 on, 30 off. It is just taken off out there, according to MSN. Jeffers, check in with us over on thenewsjunkie.com.
I can't believe I didn't even think about this, but somebody on the texting service was trying to guess what you meant by you were going Jeffing later.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe said that you were going off to an island somewhere.
No, God, no. Again, the shotgun, the gas can. I'm not getting any attachment to any of these weirdo predators on any sort of list. I'm staying away from everybody who's associated with the Epstein list just to try to limit any damage. I don't want to get involved in this.
Good move.
I think it's a safe PR move for me to do it this way. Can I bring something to you guys real quick? I know this is it's gone mega viral, so at least it's in our wheelhouse for that reason. But I wouldn't say it's newsworthy, but just sometimes there's little distractions on the show. There is a video that has gotten 20 million views, and it's people have very different takes on this, and my take has been different than most of them. I think this video makes me so uncomfortable, more uncomfortable than Jeffing, more uncomfortable than running full speed. That's very, very uncomfortable all the time. And here's the video. It's got Matthew McConaughey in it.
All right.
Have you guys seen this? Have you seen this? All right. Matthew McConaughey and Austin Butler. And everybody sort of digested this a weird way. Some people were saying these guys hate each other, and that's what was going on here. But the close talking that they're doing and the level of I have no social anxiety whatsoever, look how close I'm going to get to you, that they're both doing, is so uncomfortable to me. So uncomfortable.
Have you never met a close talker?
Not like this. Look at the distance.
Yeah, but they're both down to do it, see?
They're both good-looking guys who have all the confidence in the world. They're having a conversation about 5 to 6 inches away from each other's face.
I want them to kiss so bad.
And it's so close to... Am I supposed to go in? Is this a double Dutch kiss situation?
They're actors. They're used to being this close. Consider the angles that you will see sometimes in films where they have to be close because of where the camera's at. So they're ready. They're ready to kiss in the mouth. I'm excited to see it.
Can you imagine that? Somebody talk.
Can.
Have you had somebody talk to you that close before, staring you in your eyes?
I don't know if it's that close, but I knew a guy who was a bit of a close talker, and everybody knew he was a close talker. In fact, another friend of mine called him. He's like, I have a term for these type of people. He's a CZI. He's a comfort zone invader.
Yeah,
just true. And that's just the way the guy would talk to people, and you kind of had to figure out a way to back off without letting him, get closer.
I want to hear how loud that place is, because I've had people that I have to get that close to, but I am not staring them directly in the eyes.
Yeah.
I'm just, my good ear is towards their mouth.
Honestly, I wish you hadn't given the hypothesis that some people are coming to that they hate each other. I wish I would have watched this first once, and then you would have said that, and then watched it again, because I can't help but now try to reanalyze everything.
I'm not getting a hating vibe here. I think they flow.
I feel like what's happening is a dance where Matthew McConaughey and Austin Butler are both people that will get right up near you and have all of the confidence in the world about the way they're looking and presenting themselves in that moment, and then they'll deadlock eyes with you, and I would be so uncomfortable. I don't want to be that close to you. Please, if you meet me in public, stay at least 6 feet away. It's just, I need a little bit of room. I don't want
a handful of people saying challenge accepted. Right.
I don't want that. I don't want somebody talking that close to my face. It's weird. Yeah, this person, Sealine, says, so many women, what, they censored women? Is there a reason for censoring women? So many women.
Oh my gosh, this is getting out of control.
Why can't you can't say women anymore?
I don't know. I saw war was censored the other day. I've seen, the R word, not that one, the other one censored. So many women, and it's censored, discussing this video of Matthew McConaughey and Austin Butler in complete ignorance of male dynamics. This is not sexual tension, but two men who semi-openly hate each other. That's what their excuse for this is. I don't know that I see that. I think I just see like two very low anxiety, confident guys.
Actors.
That are actors and that like are so comfortable in these kind of moments. Whereas I would just be like, can you stop, please? I don't like this in the slightest. There we are. Tell us what you think, or if you've had that happen to you in the past. Let us know over at thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. All right, what else can we work in here? Will we have a moment or two? In jury duty, I'll get to more on the Cartel incident in Mexico. I got some pretty good stuff on that.
Really shaking up people's hotel experiences over the weekend.
It sure has, yeah. The people are like, I expected a 4-star experience at this hotel, and now there's a tax across all of Mexico.
My membership allows for late checkout.
As a platinum member. Okay.
I have to try to find the footage, but it was from one very fancy hotel, Infinity Pool, that all the guests are up there seeing everything else burn. And a good 10 dudes in full Speedos, just like, can you believe this?
What's going on out
Did we
there?
get our deposit back?
I wanted to share one more clip with you before we do jury duty, because I thought this was pretty funny, from the baseball world. You know how much we love sports around here, folks.
Big fans.
Always keeping my eyes peeled out there. What kind of sports stories come near the viral newsroom over here? What's happening? And then this one I thought was pretty great. There is a guy named Jeff Kent. Jeff Kent. He's probably one of the Jeffers out there. Jeff Kent, I'm going to assume, is also a baseball player. And they decided to do an interview with him. I don't know if they'll decide to do it again.
Okay.
Because Jeff Kent just starts speaking into the microphone like there's not a baseball broadcast going on NBC, and like you could just say whatever. And here's what happened. Little thing. He's like, his fat ass, and then son of a bitch.
He tore my knee up. He slid and rolled his fat ass past the base, the son of a bitch. Took me out for
The son of a bitch rolled his fat ass past the base. And I'm sure the other guy in the booth is like, what are you doing, man? Come on, please. We've got some rules around here. The FCC, well, that's NBC, so of course they would be under the guidance and rules of the FCC. More on the cartel attacks, the fallout, this situation we're talking about with people stuck at the hotels. We'll do that in jury duty, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
We laugh at the wrong times, and that's the right time. Real Radio 104.1, guaranteed human.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Wendy's.
The Magic get a hard-fought road win, edging the Clippers. Desmond Bain, 36 in the win. The Magic stay in L.A. and face the Lakers tomorrow. College hoops, UCF returns to action tomorrow, visiting number 22 BYU. Number 11 Florida visits Texas Wednesday. The Olympics ended with the U.S. hockey team winning gold, edging Canada in overtime. Jack Hughes, the game-winning goal. First gold for the U.S. in hockey since the Miracle on Ice team of 1980. I'm Matt McCoy.
Wendy's new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion is here. With a mint chocolate sauce, this treat was designed to be loved. Be sure to get the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion soon.
Stand by. Grabbing some stuff for today. I learned in just a bit here. All right. Now I got to print it. Sending it over to even though she kills the fish or tries to. I thought we've got 3 fish in the aquarium out there. It's a beautiful aquarium, 250 gallons, salt water, fish only with live rock, a fowler aquarium, beautiful, beautiful aquarium. Spent a lot of money on it. A nice Red Sea aquarium. Greg, the aquarium guy, fan of the show and longtime listener. He's the guy who comes over and keeps things straight. But for probably the last 5 or 6 years, we've only had 3 fish in this big aquarium. Because they're all predator fish, and they all get along really well together. There's a big old dog-faced pufferfish in there. There's a big old grouper in there. And there's a trigger. This ain't the BAFTAs. There's a trigger in there, triggerfish. And the triggerfish looks particularly rough. But Greg, the aquarium guy, says he thinks he's going to live. He thinks they're going to be okay. We'll see. Courtney may have been overfeeding a little bit. Sean FWC is here to see you. Not again. I'll slip out. Couple minutes and we're back live on the show with Jury Duty. We're going to talk more about what's happening in Mexico. And don't forget, if you're just tuning in, the Hall of Fame now exists as an option for you. If you're gifting Secret Show subscriptions over on the newsjunkie.com, hit that gift icon. And after you gift those subs, you can claim different prizes like random magnets, limited edition stickers. For 10 subs, you can now get your picture or a photo of your choice, something funny from the show, something embarrassing, up on the Hall of Fame. Short video clips are also allowed, just for the record. Short video clips are also allowed if you want to put some fun moments from the show up on there. And the Hall of Fame. How we doing, everybody? How we doing? Bonus stream today, 6 o'clock. Be there or be square. Your fish is going to be special needs soon, like that goldfish? Oh, I got to get some more water. I'll be right back. Stand by. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. I keep forgetting about Ask after show stream. Don't do that. Don't be forgetting. We can all collab and create a 5-second video to submit for the frame. I believe in us. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. If you want to work in conjunction with other people for a video that could go up in the Hall of Fame that will be funny or interesting or cool to see show up from time to time, I'll allow it. We'll give you a full update on the cartel takeout, the reaction, the violence afterwards, everything that's happening with travelers in Mexico in just a second. Authority Zero Mexican Radio for Today I Learned. Authority Zero has what's the other song from them? Oh, I can't remember the big The big hit they had. Sean, though I'm no expert, I view Tourette's like that scene in Austin Powers when he tries not to say anything about the guy's mole on his face, even though that's all he can concentrate on, and he eventually says something about the guy's mole on his face. Thank you. Have a great week. True, Stevester. True. All right, here we go. We're coming back. Jury duty.
Every now and then you find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices, exclusively at Walmart and StreetTalk.com. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices, exclusively at Walmart and StreetTalk.com.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is the
Fighting going on right now in Mexico. People actually stuck in Mexico, and they're very upset about it. We'll get to all of this in jury duty in just a moment. There's something kind of glorious about the people stuck at the 5-star resorts in Mexico who are complaining about the cartel violence after the head of one of these Mexican cartels was killed off.
Let's be straight. We can complain about the violence, but to complain about the hotel's response to it and you not getting everything that you claim to deserve, in lieu of it.
Seems like it's maybe not your moment. It's like, hey, you're at a 5-star hotel. Yeah, they're still going to do this. Yeah, no matter what. Here's some of the updates on this. Actually, let me open things up and get into it. Here we go. Oh, actually, I can do this. We'll just go right over here. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, there's lots of attorneys out there. Choose the guy you hear on this show. He's your friend. He's the one who's going to help you fight those insurance companies, and they're greedy, greedy, greedy bastards. So make sure you got Mo along with you. 800-CALL-MO or justcallmo.com. CNN saying U.S. citizens have been urged to shelter in place after Mexico and their drug lord killing sparked a wave of violence in Mexico. The cartel kingpin was killed. It was Mexico's most wanted cartel boss and head of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. His name is El Mencho, and this is the guy who was killed alongside 8 other cartel members in a Mexican military operation that was aided by U.S. intelligence support. 25 members of Mexico's National Guard died during the attacks in the state of Jalisco. There's a wave of violence and unrest afterward that a lot of people were focusing on. They had to cancel flights. They canceled soccer matches. They had a bunch of car bombs and cars lit on fire, and it's been pretty dramatic. There's footage of a gas station where the cartel members kind of roll in. Let's watch this together. I'm going to turn down the sound. And a vehicle pulls up at the gas station. They got guns. These cartel guys come out with guns, chasing everybody away from the gas station, yelling at them all around the pumps. And now they take the gas pump and they're just pouring it on one of them on the ground. They set the whole damn place on fire. This is some of the stuff that they were doing. They were setting a lot of fires around Mexico.
Buddy, you don't want to get a little bit further from that before you light it ablaze?
Yeah, he lit this sucker up. This was one of the gas stations that was targeted. There are many others that were targeted in the wake of this cartel leader being killed. They want to make Mexico afraid to do this stuff, so they respond with violence afterwards. Some of these areas look like war zones. Cars on fire and blowing out.
So everybody is being told to leave the area right now.
This guy's way calm.
Tiki bars being cleared out. All of these things.
All right, this is at one of the resorts. This is like a beach resort, and I guess nearby they've got vehicles burning in the streets.
Wow, those daybeds are all on top of each other.
They're really close. Those are rich people at a rich resort. Look at this big old tiki bar. They're out in paradise, drinking rum runners, and now they got to be bothered with a cartel battle going on in the streets. Yuck! They can't deal with this.
Who killed the cartel leader?
The Mexican National Guard.
Okay.
The Mexican government and National Guard went in and killed this guy. And they had some, I guess they said that the United States had some information for them that they passed along, and then they acted on it. And now we've got all these security alerts going out. Here's one. This says U.S. mission to Mexico. Jalisco State, including Puerto Vallarta, Chapala, and Guadalajara. Tamaulipas State, sorry if I'm butchering some of these, and a couple other ones. Due to ongoing security operations and related road blockages and criminal activity, U.S. citizens in the named locations should shelter in place until further notice. Avoid areas around law enforcement activity. Be aware of your surroundings. Seek shelter and minimize unnecessary movements. Monitor local media for updates. Follow the directions of local authorities. In a case of emergency, dial 911. Avoid crowds and keep your family and friends advised of your location and well-being. So if you're in Mexico, they're saying tough times. Shelter in place is the word of the day.
Jalisco.
Jalisco is the spot where a lot of this was kind of centered. 2.4 million views on X.com. The cartel kind of gay for caring about a man this much, says this particular tweet.
Okay.
Response to their reaction afterwards.
I hope that guy's in like China or something.
So random. Where are you posting this from? Incognito tab number 3. Founder of Cryptic Industries and gambler. Sir, where are you posting this from? This seems like a bad idea, but it's out there. So now we know. All right.
Calling the cartel gay.
Yeah. So they're in the streets just trying to cause chaos. You don't want to get mixed up in that. Here's somebody talking about jeffing with a dispatch. We can work that in. Here's Anjawa.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Jeff Galloway has worked with Run Disney for years. They actually, during all their runs, have a pacer that, depending on when you're going to finish and what time length, that will call out, run, walk during the intervals. It's really helpful.
Really?
Helps you run for longer, gives your muscles a little rest. Highly recommend it. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
All right, cool. Good to hear. We're learning about jeffing today. We're also
I got a
learning
cousin
about,
that runs all those. I wonder if she jeffs.
Yeah, probably, she might. Ask her.
You a jeffer?
It seems easier than just being a flat out runner if you do 30 of each, 30 seconds running, or 30 minutes? No, 30 seconds.
Friend of the show and friend of Celine and myself just text both of us saying like, oh, that's what I use for marathons as well. It's how I was able to compete. There's a book about it. And I spoke for both of us when I said we can't say same on either of those things.
Yeah, I've honestly never even heard of it until now. But it makes sense. Today is Rate My Blank and Rate My Batman voice is the challenge of the day. Sharkbait is jumping on board.
Hey, what makes you any different? I'm not wearing hockey pants.
Okay, she gave it a shot.
Uh-huh.
She tried her best.
Is that an actual Batman quote?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I got one more.
This is John Bannon. I just want everybody to know that I'm the real Batman. I'm doing everything I can.
This is a Batman inside
that was
joke.
broken by the Joker, or as I
No,
like
he
to
said
call
John
him,
Bannon.
Joe.
Oh, John Bannon.
And the Penguin,
Trump
he's
alter
not
ego.
a bad guy. He might appear on Mr. Freeze's island. He might be on some list, but he's not a bad guy. And
The
he's
Penguin?
done some great things for Gotham. Unlike that Superman, he cannot cook a cheeseburger.
All right. Thank you. I think BDMP. One more. Here is somebody whose family is stuck in Mexico.
Hey, News Junkies.
Hey.
Big fan here. So if you want to hear more about this cartel thing, my mom's actually stuck in Puerto Vallarta, or however you say it, in one of the main resorts there.
Close enough.
And so I've been talking to her all night and this morning, and I'm surprised they don't have military around her resort but she said they have it roped off pretty well and just local security there. And there's just a lot of burnt cars and roadblocks around there, but they're on lockdown. They're not allowed to leave. She seems to think that everything's is getting a little bit better. However, they're still not allowed to leave the resort, and they are unsure when they'll be able to leave the resort.
Damn, that's brutal.
So I'm getting
stuck there.
Live footage and pictures from her of what's going on, but it sounds like maybe the worst of it is over. So let's hope so. I'd like to get my mom back alive.
What happens if you're at one of those resorts and then you're stuck there? Do they just automatically charge you for the additional days?
Great question.
I don't know. They might have to. I mean, you got to do something.
Well,
because you'd say, hey, I can't travel. There's like a travel advisory. I'm not even allowed to go to the airport, and the airport's not flying anybody out of here.
That means no one's coming in. Therefore, rooms will remain open because they don't have new guests.
That was one of the arguments for the person who was not allowed to do the late checkout. It was like, it's not like anybody's going to be able to come here and check in, so they might as well let me do the late checkout.
True. All right, we got a quick break here, and then we'll get to some of the Team USA hockey reaction, including the Canadians, who are just melting down over their Olympic hockey loss to the Americans down south. They're taking chainsaws to their TVs, folks. We'll bring it all to you. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Win your way, along with 3 friends, to the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, courtesy of Real Radio and Firestone Complete Auto Care. Enter now at realradio.fm/contest.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Not too many traffic problems to report. There is an accident blocking the right shoulder, 408 westbound before Mills Avenue. And also a little bit of a slow ride on I-4 eastbound before 417. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Florida Pest Control. Termite alert. Termite swarms are active in your area and can cause serious damage. Trust.
Hello, no. Stand by. Hang on, I gotta hear something. A limited time. All right, welcome. Let's go, Mike, on. El Mencho's son is in prison with El Chapo in Colorado. Is that true? Cartel is trending? But now's the time to do it, baby. Clamp down on these people. Start with Mexico. Start working these cartels out of the area. Like the idea that countries don't have security and full control over big portions of their territory because of gangs? The hell is that? That's why no matter what you have going on, no matter what government you have, the most important thing is law and order. Because if you have laws and you have order, people can flourish in the best way possible and have the best outcomes. Law and order. Chaos and disorder, the opposite of that, is what these cartel members want. And they get more powerful as time goes by. and it becomes a bigger problem to solve. But it's a problem worth solving. We ain't missing anything with these people gone. Hi, Shark Bait. Hi, Mike. 1 minute, and we're back live. Chaos, not like the gay chaos. Yeah, I should be clear about that. When I say chaos, I'm not talking about the gay chaos. I will miss the good drugs. Well, we've all got to sacrifice. But don't worry. We can still have plenty of things. This is why we can tactfully legalize certain things. So it's like, okay, we can have some fun, we can do this. But nobody really needs fentanyl that's not giving birth. All right, here we go. Coming back. Here we go.
Stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got a question after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
To have you with us, learn more about the show over on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Lots happening on a Monday here on the show. The U.S. men's hockey team won. The U.S. women's hockey team, I think, won. I mean, we were killing it out there in hockey at the Olympics. It was probably one of our real bright spots. Canada still won at curling on account of the cheating, but
hey, you don't know what the F you're talking about, according to the Canada player.
In the world of hockey, we did real well. USA.
Wait. I thought Sweden was cheating, or did Sweden call Canada out for cheating?
Sweden called Canada out.
Canada out for cheating at curling.
Yeah, for double touching the stones.
And again, all you curlers can go back into obscurity for another 3 years and then pop back out in due time. But this is how things work in the world. But Canada lost to the United States of America in men's hockey. And God, oh God, were they melting down in a very Canadian way. Here's one of their reactions. This guy had a chainsaw, I think. It took the chainsaw to his television.
Not safe, buddy.
Yeah, not a good idea. Is cutting the television with the chainsaw.
So unnecessary.
Just really dopey. TVs are too cheap. You can tell when people start doing this. Televisions are just too cheap. He's taking a chainsaw to his TV. As a result of the U.S. men's hockey team beating the damn Canadians. I'll get a video of this up on See It Now for you in just a moment. In fact, I'm grabbing it as I speak because I said something earlier and then I didn't end up putting it on See It Now. And I don't want to do that to you. I want to make sure you have this and you can watch it when you get a chance. But they were melting down all over the place. Canada upset over hockey loss. Got it. There we go. That's up on See It Now. Take a peek when you get a chance over on thenewsjunkie.com. But there was so many videos of this. There was videos of Canadians just kind of crying, upset, reeling that they had lost in this hockey match. It's very important to them, hockey. One of the only things they have going for them over in Canada. So they felt hurt at their loss, and I don't blame them. There was many videos. Here's another one. I have to mute this because they do a whole lot of cursing. But they just filmed themselves as you see the moment that the U.S. team solidifies victory. They got a Canadian flag behind them. They got a hockey stick. The guy broke over his knee. They're all drinking Tim Hortons. They couldn't be any more Canadian, these people.
This almost seems staged.
Yeah, this is full Canadian. Tim Hortons, Canadian flags, all of the accoutrements one might expect, and a whole lot of cursing as they realize that their team ended up losing.
Tim Hortons logo facing the camera. Don't love it. It gives me the sussies.
Seems a little bit. It makes me speculate, but I do love how I keep seeing these videos of at the Olympics when they were giving out the medals. They kept giving these stuffed animals to the teams, which was so funny to me. Like it seemed like such an embarrassing thing when they go around and they're like, "Here's your silver medal, and here you go. Here's your little stuffed animal. Here's your little plushie. Yeah. Make sure you put your plushie on your little medal there. Oh. Congratulations."
Does it stand for something, or they're just like, "We know you're going to be alone and sad, so hug it out."
It's a mascot for the Olympic Games. I saw one of the Olympians work it into the metal necklace, so the stuffed animal kind of fits in there and holds your necklace in place. It just looks embarrassing for these folks who are at the height of their sports careers, many of them, to get a little stuffed animal along. This guy, watch this. This one guy's face is very visual, but this guy who gets the stuffed animal, his reaction is just everything to me. The guy goes, "Here you go." You know, all right. What the hell? It's just all like, right. What am I even dealing with here? What is this about? This is what they give the silver medal winners. All right,
and
congratulations.
if they hit the belly, it says loser.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for those folks, but that silver is still good. It's not as good.
Second place.
It's still okay. It's fair. I'm still impressed with your silver medal, but we got the gold, baby. And I guess also celebrating was the director of the FBI, Kash Patel, one of the more viral tweets approaching 1 million views.
A lot of people fired up about this one.
Somebody said they're never finding Nancy Guthrie because it's got the head of the FBI and he's in the locker room partying with Team USA.
One of these guys puts his medal on him.
Yeah, puts his gold medal around his neck. Yeah. I don't know if they're cursing or not, but it looks like it. They're drinking beer and kind of going nuts. And it says they're never finding Nancy Guthrie. The head of the FBI is over in Italy celebrating with these folks. So there you go. Let me see if I have anything else on that front worth talking about. Oh, there was a really sweet moment where they brought out a teammate of the U.S. team who was killed by a drunk driver.
Him and his brother were killed in 2024. Just riding their bicycles. They were both there at home for the weekend to go to their sister's wedding. And they're unfortunately, tragically killed.
Yeah.
And this moment they were about to play, oh, it got me good.
They brought their little kids. They brought their kids that were obviously still at the event, even though their father had been killed by this person in an accident. And they brought them on the ice to be able to celebrate the gold medal victory with them, which is a sweet thing to do. A lot of these dudes, tough dudes, but still, have hearts for things like that out there while they're playing hockey. So that'll do it. Give us your feedback on all of that stuff. I really appreciate it. Now we can go over to, let's see, a couple of emails coming in, maybe worth pointing out. Somebody says, Steve says about the Tourettes situation. Sean, though I am no expert, I view Tourettes as like that scene from Austin Powers where he tries not to say anything about the guy's mole on his face, even though that's all he can concentrate on. And eventually he says something about the guy's mole on his face.
Right.
All right. Thank you. Have a great week, says Steve. Appreciate that, Steve. I don't know if that's exactly right, but I think it's close enough that people will get an idea of what's actually happening. And we got more Batman coming in for a Rate My Blank.
We need to put some on the list.
All right, here's Nathan. Uh-oh, hang on. I think I might have...
I'm Nathan.
Let me get Nathan's up.
It's the news junkie. Let's go. Sean, C-Lane, Sabrina, love you guys.
Yeah.
Hope y'all... Hold on. Who's the news junkie?
No.
Oh,
wow.
Hold on, guys, it's Batman. Hey, I'm Batman. Wiggle, wiggle. Papa.
I knew this was going to be a bad idea. Immediately after contemplating this, knew it was going to be a bad idea. Lou Sassel with a dispatch.
Hi, news junkies. It's Batman. I came here to do two things: kick butt and hug parents. And I'm all out of parents.
All right.
Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
It was good. It was good. Somebody's got to win this, as bad as a lot of these are. One more. Here's Pilot Mike.
Hey, news junkies. I know it's rate my Batman voice, but I've decided to rate my Robert F. Kennedy Jr. voice instead.
Not far off.
I'm coming for your vaccines, Joker.
All right.
I'm coming.
We've got a couple winners and a whole sea of stinkers. That's what we have so far in our Rate My Blank for a Monday here on the show. It's what we do each Monday. And we've been trying a bunch of different things out, this being just the latest of the bunch. I've seen this. I haven't played this yet, so stay by the dump button just in case the audio is no good on this. This says, this man has been living a total nightmare for months. DoorDash somehow has this guy's house listed as a Taco Bell pickup location. Every single day, confused drivers keep showing up at this man's door.
Great prank.
Demanding orders that don't exist.
Why do they go to the door? Don't you drive
Yeah,
up to a guy's house and know immediately that you're not at a Taco Bell?
Well, it's Taco Bell Casita instead of Cantina.
There's no Taco Bell sign. There's no drive-through. All the obvious Taco Bell signs are not there, but here we are. One of them finally took a brown paper bag the homeowner handed him and immediately called the cops. When the police arrived, they told the homeowner, this driver picked up a Taco Bell order from you, but the bag isn't Taco Bell and he's confused. The homeowner deadpanned, so am I. The cops showed the brown paper bag the driver had sent them and said, what's in the bag? The homeowner looks them straight in the eyes and said, Cat S, he says. I'm trying to solve this problem creatively, he said. Okay, I'll bring the audio up. Be careful. I'll try to make sure the cat part is censored out, but here. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's so low. All right, I'm going to try to boost this as much as I can.
You can leave in the cat part. It's the S part we need censored out.
Yeah, that's the part I'll try to get. Yes, indeed. All right.
Deputy Erupts with the Sheriff's Office.
Oh my God, it's so low.
We get a call from DoorDash. Okay. He said he came here and picked up a Taco Bell package, but this isn't a Taco Bell, so he was really confused.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, me too. They show up.
Yeah, me too.
They say, hey, I'm here to pick up Taco Bell. And I'm like, do I look like a Taco Bell? Yeah.
He says, do I look like a Taco Bell? And I guess he had put cat poop in one of the brown paper bags he's been handing these people out.
What are the cops doing there? Is it against the law to hand somebody?
Yeah. I mean, actually, you're right. I don't know that they've committed an actual crime, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know how that happens to you, but Godspeed to that guy involved in this whole thing.
Going on the Moses list.
Yeah, please. Yeah, what do you do? What are your methods of solving this kind of problem, legally or otherwise? We'll ask Moses in just a bit here. Well, later on this week for sure. All right. Somebody also sent out this in. These people doing this to Mexico are the same people ICE agents are trying to deport from the U.S. Be grateful to your government, liberals. I don't know if any of that's true. But I guess they're just pointing out that it's like crime happening because of the cartel thing. And you just see all the fire spewing up. I think most of it is cars set on fire. That's what it looks like.
And some convenience stores.
Some convenience stores and gas stations. We had the gas station earlier that they had set on fire. But the sky was completely full of smoke. And you could hear all the alarms ringing out all across Mexico, because the cartel wanted to be known that they were angry, very upset about all of this. So there you go. And let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Okay, when we come back, we'll get to a bunch of stuff we need to work in before Monday is officially over and done. Cops have solved a murder out in California in the weirdest way. The weirdest way. But whatever it takes, I guess. How do they solve this murder? Wait till you hear this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Accident reported, State Route 15, both north and southbound near 526. Lanes closed as of right now due to an accident. Going to check out the cameras here, see if I can get an update as to what's happening there. 408 westbound before Mills Avenue. Accident still blocking the shoulder. Road rangers on the scene. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by the Florida Forest Service.
Wildfire season is upon us once again, and the Florida Forest Service is reminding everyone to be prepared. Follow Florida's burn laws and visit BeWildfireReadyFL.com to learn how you can prepare your home, your yard, and your family this wildfire season.
The countdown is on to the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, and Real Radio and Firestone Complete Auto Care want to send you and your crew to the race. One lucky winner scores 4
Hello.
IndyCar Series on one of the most iconic street circuits in racing. Enter now by going to realradio.fm/contest.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S.
By the way,
on gas in a year.
the U.S. men's hockey team is currently riding around on a double-decker red bus in Miami, Florida, celebrating their victory and their gold medal at the Olympics. That's what's happening. The U.S. men's national hockey team celebrating their gold victory by partying it up in Miami right now. There's a couple Americans there. Maybe. Power Hour continues. The head of Burger King has been giving out his phone number. Perhaps we should call it. Perhaps we should call it. Arnott says Trump's call to the hockey players was cool. I've got that. I didn't work it in yet. Try to work it in at some point in time where Trump was on the phone making some jokes talking to the hockey players. Good for them. It's a lot of effort. Bringing home a gold medal is a very, very cool thing. All Day Yucker says, is he giving out his number to get busy in a Burger King bathroom? Maybe. That's an old reference. You're old. You're old. But maybe. Thanks for fixing the ads. What? I hope they're better. I put it on the lowest setting possible. It was on the middle setting, not even the high setting. It was on the middle setting, which is like the default. I put it on the lowest setting possible.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions?
What about the denial that Patel was not in Italy, calling them fake news? What? They won 46 years ago in hockey, so it's cool. Is that the miracle on the whatever? Not a big hockey fan, sorry. The Miracle on Ice? Is that it? Am I getting that right? The Miracle on Ice? 1980, yeah. I got busy in a Waffle House bathroom. Good for you. You will be there soon enough, Sean. Old comes quick. It's not coming from me. Miracle on Ice. Yeah, that's what I said. Look at me. I got a sports thing right. Yeah. Fun stream coming up later. A bonus stream that you guys unlocked last week. 6 p.m. if you're feeling freaky. 6 p.m. streaming on YouTube and Twitch. Right here from the studio. Fully uncensored. If you miss it live, you can watch it afterwards as per usual. What's old? I'm 50? Well, that's not old. Yeah, that's not old at all. Somebody said yesterday there was a fireworks warehouse that was on fire in Orlando. Interesting. Hey, I gotta get into this email right now because I think I may have heard this. I don't know. All right, here we go. Power Hour rolls on.
Flu, the daytime coughing, aching fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Your entire sports feed all in one place with iHeartRadio. From the pursuit of gold. Golden gold. To the bracket busting in March.
You think you know what's going to happen, but it never goes as scripted.
From the first pitch in spring training.
Ohtani tees off.
To the dreams of the NFL draft.
With the first pick.
You're one tap away. Open the iHeart app and stream your local stations. Catch the latest on Fox Sports Radio or dive into the world's biggest sports podcasts. Search sports on iHeartRadio and lock in. Radio
104.1. He's smiling, and that alone should scare you. This.
And you can join the show. All you have to do is send a dispatch. You can record your dispatch on the website. That's at thenewsjunkie.com. Thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right, let's work in some things here at the end. Somebody just emailed, and maybe we could find out some more about this. I didn't hear anything extra, but Julie emails the show, and she says, "Hi, Junkie. Sorry if you brought this up already today. Yesterday, while in the Lake Lawsona district of Orlando, around 1 p.m., we heard what sounded like a gunshot. Then what followed afterwards can only be described as sounding like a firework warehouse on fire.
Oh. Okay.
We thought we were under attack at one point."
Did you read this off next door neighbors app, maybe?
No, this is email coming in here.
There was a daytime firework display at Lake Eola. By daytime fireworks, there were some actual explosive fireworks, but I was told a lot of it was like powder cannons.
The Ring app blew up. What is that? Firework bomb? What's going on? I mean, Nicole and I had heard it, and we were like, this is strange. Why is this happening during the day? But fireworks, daytime fireworks, doesn't make sense. And then you go and you look at the video of it. And
I haven't seen any video.
Hot damn, they made some daytime fireworks. But they should have given everyone else a heads up because it sounded like we were being bombed. It was
I
insane.
heard it too. Yeah, I heard that because I remember that happening, and that was right when Courtney wanted to lay down for a nap because I bored her with the Lord of the Flies reboot. And as I'm sitting there working on some stuff, I'm next to her with my laptop on the bed, and I hear a whole bunch of noise. She goes, "Is that fireworks?" And I said, "Yeah, I think so. I think there's some fireworks going off."
Well, I get it because this is not a time of year where you would expect fireworks. A, it's not the time of day where you would expect fireworks. B, so it's a weird time to have explosions like that. I don't know. They said they should have let people know about it. How did you want to be informed about it?
Because the Ring app, apparently, because everyone else was, were there gunshots? Fireworks or gunshots just had a ton of noise in Thornton Park. What was that noise? Multiple bangs. What's all this boom coming from Lake Eola? What are the fireworks for? And it goes on and on and on.
And nobody looks to see if 10,000 other people have posted the same thing.
Nah.
It was done at a time where it was Sunday afternoon. It was like right around farmers market time. So I had some friends that were there who said they witnessed some of this, but also they saw like a couple dogs who had gotten off leash because of this, just like zooming past them.
Oh, no.
Scared. And it's like, all right, yeah. I don't know how you would have liked to have been informed. I know they talked about Immerse on TV. I know it was in the news. A lot of people don't watch the news. But I don't know what they could have done better. Put some signs up, maybe?
Oh,
yeah,
they'll
people are
send
so
a
sensitive.
Letter home to let you know about all the road closures for whatever marathon they're doing. But just based on that reaction, maybe next year, if they're going to do daytime fireworks, they give some folks a heads up. Because a little part of me was like, this is strange. This sounds like a transformer or 15 all went off at the same time.
I heard it too.
Fireworks make sense now.
Well, let's go over to this. Burger King, I don't even know what place burger fast food restaurant in the United States right now. They have launched something to try to bring you back to the Burger King fold, to bring you back on with the king himself. Burger King is giving customers something that most major corporations never would: direct access to the president of Burger King. All right? The president
Let's have him
of
on the
Burger
show.
King. Let's see. We might be able to. And a new initiative announced this week, Burger King president Tom Curtis shared his personal phone number.
Don't believe that.
Invited diners to call or text him directly with complaints, ideas, and feedback. Guests are our most important advisors, he said. We're grateful that they provide feedback that is shaping our brand today and in the future. Curtis says he plans to personally respond to as many messages as possible, framing the move as an effort to strengthen the brand by listening to customers firsthand. And he said, here's my number. Now, I'll pull up the Instagram post so we can hear it. Let me see. Is this him? This is him right here. Okay, I'm Tom Curtis.
I'm Curtis, president of Burger King. And here's my number. I'd love to hear from as many of you as possible.
This is AI.
So give me a call, shoot me a text, or leave me a voicemail. We want to make Burger King better. And we do that best when we do it with you. Let's talk soon.
Yeah, there's
That's AI.
zero chance this guy is actually giving out his phone number.
No.
Zero chance. And it's sort of like on the neighborhood of being a lie for him to pitch it the way he does, where he's like, here's my number. This is my phone number. Yeah, this is a number, and it's a number where you can collect feedback for sure. But this ain't your personal cell phone number, pal.
No
It's
way.
just not. This is you just messaging the Burger King Corporation. Or can you call it? What did he say? What happens if I call it? Let me try.
Give it a ring. People are sending their complaints to our texting service. I just want to let you all know that this
that
is
doesn't
not the
count.
place, but I've already
Yeah.
gotten 5 of them. Hey, Burger King, how about offering hot, correctly ordered, and made food in a reasonable amount of time? That'd be great.
Is that too much to ask? It shouldn't be. All right, I'm trying. 1-305. 305 isn't that a Miami number?
Better believe it.
Oh, all right, Miami. All right, that's where the hockey team is celebrating right now in the streets of Miami in a double-decker bus.
Oh, then he might not be available. Then he might be with them. Him and Cash Patel are getting
all
wasted with a
celebrating?
hockey team. Yeah.
305-874-0520. Okay.
Hey there, it's Tom at Burger King.
No,
Really appreciate you calling to share your thoughts on your BK experience or just on BK in general. Your feedback is really important to me, and we have tons of calls coming in right now, which is awesome.
I bet.
But it also means that I can't return every single call.
Okay, you said
I
you
will tell you
would.
this. We are looking at every single one, every single text, and listening to every single voicemail. So record your message after the beep, or you can text me at this number, and we're going to get back.
Okay. I'm seeing people in the thread here. I don't know how true this is or not. Somebody try this out. All right. I'm going to give out the number to everybody, and I want you guys to all simultaneously do this. All right. Everybody get ready. Everybody listen and get ready and take this number. You guys put the number in chat too. Okay. Because we'll bomb them right now and see if anybody gets a response. This is our ultimate test to see if Burger King is actually listening to any of this. So here's what they said is the president of Burger King, his phone number, 305-874-0520. 305-874-0520. If we all bomb text this person right now, some people are saying, this is actually real. I texted them and got a reply. Just called and left a voicemail. Very curious if it called me back.
Riddle me this. Are we also going to get some new deals? And if you act now, text in a couple months, where
Maybe.
bit of a marketing ploy.
You could. There is a thing about, hey, where you should pay attention to afterwards. Why is there a lot of people talking about Kazakhstan? What is this about? Half of the comments are about Kazakhstan. I'll give you an example. Mr. Curtis, I'm writing from Kazakhstan. Burger King's reputation here is being damaged by a serious inclusion and workplace harassment case. A 27-year-old employee with autism, Ablek, worked at Burger King Kazakhstan for 4 years with no issues. After new regional management arrived, he was reportedly bullied and pressured out. Oh, this is like the Cracker Barrel thing all over again.
Whose
this
wife?
is like Brad's wife getting fired from Cracker Barrel. Now, after the case became public, employees are allegedly being pushed to spread a narrative that he was aggressive and dangerous to justify the decision. This contradicts Burger King's global values and is causing major public backlash in Kazakhstan. And they said, we want an investigation. So there's a lot of Kazakhstan. Mr. President, please help for Kazakhstan. Can you please pay attention to the Burger King branch in Kazakhstan? There's a lot of that in these comments. But everybody send a text, 305-874-0520. And we'll run a test on this to see if anybody's actually getting a reply. I think there's no chance this guy's telling the truth when he says this.
That it's his own phone number?
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Tom
No way.
Curtis.
You're a liar,
President of
Tom.
Burger King. And here's my number. I'd love to hear from as many of you as possible. So give me a call, shoot me a text, or leave me a voicemail. We want to make Burger King better.
I have a comment, Tom. I have a comment about a Burger King near me that is really concerning, just so you know. This is like a Burger King that they have the lights, they have employees and outfits and everything. The one thing they don't seem to do is make Burger King food. They don't seem to actually make any Burger King food, making me think that it's a front for something. I don't know if it is or if it isn't or if it's a Kazakhstan situation, but I get the feeling that this place is doing something else other than selling Burger King food, because every time I've tried, which granted hasn't been in about 6 months or a year or so, just that one time a year, you know how it is. You wake up that one time a year when I want that Burger King chicken sandwich, the long one.
No, usually for me, it's the croissant-wich.
Oh, those are good too sometimes. With the little medallion.
Yes.
Hash browns.
Yeah.
I get it once a year. One time a year. I probably went and had a little too much to drink the night before. And I think, you know what I want?
Switching it up from your breakfast burritos, your McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll say I want something different for Burger King. And then it'll be a failure every time. The place never makes anything. So there's my question to you, Tom. But we'll see. Everybody send a text over there, and maybe he responds, maybe he doesn't. I don't think he's actually looking at this phone or paying any attention to it at all. I think he's doing Burger King things. But tell us what you get as a reaction. All right, let's see here. We'll get into some more of your dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, all of that good stuff to wrap everything up on a Monday here on the show. In fact, let's take a quick break. We'll come back with all of that and more. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Actually, it was the first Dahmer movie. It was just called Dahmer.
Oh, I remember that.
The sequel was Dom and Dahmer. I just hate how good that was. And if you'll notice, I'm not going to laugh because I can't give it to him.
Come on.
The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Stand by, school bikers. Stand by.
Central Florida, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, after a chilly start, temperatures won't be warming up very much as we head throughout this afternoon. Plan for highs to be well below normal by almost 20 degrees, with highs only reaching the mid-50s. So plan for a high of around 56 degrees today in Orlando. As we head into tonight, freeze warnings are in place due to the fact that we'll be seeing temperatures right around the low to middle 30s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
Folks, let me tell you about Mills Air. It's going to get cold. Gonna get cold tonight into tomorrow morning. It's going to get cold. Prepare yourself. If your AC heater isn't working, that's when you reach out to Mills Air. Leon Mills and the fine folks over at Mills Air are running a great operation. They are locally owned and operated, family owned and operated. They are honest, truthful about what the problem is, and they've fixed your issue many, many times before. So you will be blown away by how efficient this whole process actually is. Get on the phone with a human. The human's going to set you up with what they call an appointment. That's going to happen real fast, and before you know it, your AC is back like new. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. If you have any problem with your air conditioner at all, just remember, Mills.
Hello. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan. If you are 55,
It is time.
$150,000 for retirement.
It is time, everybody.
The financial plan is complimentary.
Time to rate the show.
Plans at hand, you will also receive the gift of a
Don't forget, chill stream later. You got a bonus stream at 6 p.m. Bonus stream at 6 p.m. on YouTube and Twitch. If you're watching right now, you could be tuned in later for the bonus stream. You guys unlocked that by hitting the goal last week, and that'll be tonight, 6 p.m. Now, rate the show. Rate the show out of 10. 10 out of 10, over to the Hall of Fame, baby. Right in there to the Hall of Fame, no notes needed. 1 out of 10, we go from the Hall of Fame over here into Loserville. And we put the show right there and we never talk about it again. Rate the show out of 10. What do you think? 10 out of 10. 9.5 inappropriate wall of frame photos out of 10. All right. Rate the show out of 10. By the way, no takers on day 1 of the Hall of Fame. But if you want to gift 10 subs, gets your photo in here forever in the studio on the frame. Always a 10. 14 out of 17 fake Burger King phone numbers. 7 out of 10 fascist Mexican governments. 100 meat out of 10. 9 out of 10 fish kisses. 10 fat American tourists in Mexico out of 10. Keep them coming. I'm going to go get Today I Learned. I'll be right back. And I'll check on the fish. Hang on. Who's Jeffin? Anybody Jeffin? 8.5 Canadian tears out of 10. 90 seconds and we're back. 10 Epstein emails about Batman out of 10. Okay. 10 out of 10 terrible Batman impressions. True. We got a couple final ones to work in here too. God bless everybody. We'll see you at 6 p.m. Bonus stream, 6 p.m. Bonus stream, 6 p.m. See you then.
Or get a games bonus back up to $100. Yes! Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Payable in PMR game bonus, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
It all comes down to this, folks. Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Every now and then you find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices. Exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
Car crash? Call Clausman. ClausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
He's smiling, and that alone should scare you. This is
And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Monday. Thanks for hanging out with us here today on the show. Missed anything? Get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. I saw Cameo is trying to get people to buy cameos for the hockey Olympics wins. And they're like, look, we've got the men's hockey team and the women's hockey team players. And I don't know if anybody's actually from anything recent. Because when I brought this up, I was like, well, they got the players already on Cameo. But they said from the 1980s team.
Okay. Yeah,
that's like the Miracle on Ice team, I think.
All right.
This one says, Lila Edwards, is she out there right now? Because this says U.S. Women's Olympic Gold Medalist. Laila Edwards. And Taylor Heath, those are female players. I wonder how much these are.
I mean, she was born in 2004, so I can imagine she's part of the new gold medal women's hockey team.
Yeah, it could be. I see her on the page. She's all dressed up for the gig. I don't know if she's on the team this year, but it would seem like maybe.
No, represented in 2002.
They didn't get
2022,
anybody.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So it was from the last Olympics. That's what I said. Because it says Olympic hockey gold medalist. Get a cameo from an Olympic hockey star to celebrate the big win. But none of them are the people who just won the game. There's a bunch of older things that are out there. The other people are they're partying too hard. They're in Miami partying it up right now. I didn't get any text back from Burger King.
It says she was the first black woman to win gold with Team USA Hockey.
Yeah, but when?
Makes history. This was a day ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So that she is on the active team.
And I guess her family at first, they weren't going to be able to attend the Olympics, and they tried to GoFundMe, and then Jason Kelsey, I guess, put up some money to send him over there.
Nice. That's cool. All right. God, that's great. Well, she's the actual player for $50 on Cameo if anybody's getting swept up in that Olympics fever.
I think that's not bad for a cameo, right?
No, I thought that was pretty low. Yeah. $50 for somebody when you just won a gold medal? There's a lot of attention on you, at least at that point. All right. Nobody got any text back, I don't think, from Burger King. At least not that I've seen. It
yet.
Seems like scam-a-rooney on the Burger King part. Really seems like it's not your president's actual cell phone number as advertised. Now we get into the final dispatches, so there's a song for that and everything.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
True! Let's see. Let's clear the deck here. It was a Rate My Blank Monday, and I said today, we're going full corny, and boy, did we ever. Rate My Batman is the challenge for today. And so far, there's been 2 good ones and just a lot of really, really bad ones. But maybe we got something good. Here's Lee Road.
Batman!
No, that's quite short. Lee Road that's the shortest dispatch I think I've ever gotten.
Batman!
It's got a Batman stuffed animal. He just said Batman.
Batman!
That's it. All right, that's your entry. Here's Swilly.
I'm Batman. I live in the shadows. Justice. For Gotham.
It sounds like a metal band. Yeah.
For Gotham.
I thought you were going to break out into a song there, or maybe you were. Here's Bone In. We are way up on your face, Bone In, for this video dispatch.
I am Whackman. Wacka wacka pop pop.
All right.
I am Whackman.
It was
wacka wacka pop pop.
Fun idea.
One more. Here's Twin Pro.
Alfred asks me why I do the things I do at night to fight crime and protect this city. It's because my parents didn't hug me enough. Because they're dead.
Not the
Where's
worst.
Rachel?
All right, last one, I promise. This is it. This is the last one for the Rate My Batman. Oh, I get it.
Person.
It's a bat.
No. Is it?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
what
I think
bats
it's
sound
supposed to be like echolocation from a bat. I think that was the point.
Okay.
I don't know if it was, but I think that was the point. We have to crown a victor.
All
Out
right,
of these
we had
real stinkers.
Danger was the guy that had like, I'm Batman. Stop it. Louis Sasshole, all out of parents. That was a funny one. Pilot Mike with the RFK Batman. Lee Road had the shortest dispatch ever, and Swilly laughed his way through it.
I like the first one. think
was
we
that?
know. That was the Wait, Stop It or something like that.
Wait, stop it. Okay.
Danger.
Let me see if I can find that here. Did I
And
lose
the
it? in the
RFK
mix
one is my second vote.
It's your backup? Yeah. We'll give it to Danger, although it's really strange that I cannot find this as of right now.
I disappeared.
Oh, you know what? It might be on the second page. Hang on. Danger right here with this one.
Hi, I'm Batman. You should stop doing crime. Stab it.
That's all it took, folks. That's all it took for a winner today.
Everybody else just shredded their vocal cords to try and win this thing, and you gave it to him.
Congratulations.
Yep. It's the best Batman.
Stop.
You could tell people, you could say, look, I won a best Batman competition. Email me, Danger, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, TIPS @thenewsjunkie.com. That's going to have to be it on the way out. Let's make sure we've got everything worked in. I didn't get to this California murder that they, I think, are working on here, but a man was arrested on suspicion of murder after they found a missing 17-year-old Southern California girl. They found her leg in the desert. This woman, Tanaya Tovar, 17, was reported missing on December 1st of last year, and they hadn't seen her since. They said she traveled more than 70 miles that day, and she used to share her location with her family members, but she stopped that on the day she disappeared, and they found a human leg out in the middle of the desert and got a positive DNA match for this missing girl.
I got a text back from Burger King.
No.
Thank you so much for sharing your feedback with Tom at Burger King. Really sounds like it's you, Tom.
Yeah, he definitely writes it that way.
He's been listening to our guests, he, not I. And our BK guest care team wanted to personally follow up with you via text to make sure we continue delivering the greatest experience you deserve. If this works for you, please reply with a few more details. We'd love to keep the conversation going or reach out at link. If you prefer not to receive messages from us, simply reply #stop to opt out at any time.
#stop.
Oh, that's new. Yeah, I thought you just put all caps stop.
Ask them if they know where the rest of that girl is after finding the leg in the desert.
We've only got a leg. We need more pieces. Also, over the weekend, bad news out of the NFL. Rondale Moore was found dead, the NFL wide receiver who had some knee injuries at just 25 years old. Unfortunately, this happened in New Albany, and they said it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound for the former NFL wide receiver. Poor dude, 25, going through a lot of stuff, I guess. He was traded to the Atlanta Falcons in 2024. He dislocated his right knee during training camp and never ended up playing for them. Then he signed for the Vikings in 2025, but blew out his left knee while returning a punt in the first exhibition game. Spent a whole season on injured reserve. He was so distraught after immediately realizing the seriousness of that injury, he slammed his hand down on a cart so hard the sound was audible throughout the stadium. And because of these injuries and maybe some other things, he ended up taking his own life, unfortunately. Jesus. All right, we got to get the hell out of here. We have done enough damage for the day. And that is bringing us to the finish line. So let's get out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Monday, February 23rd, 2026. Today I Learned on this show right here.
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill is correct. Bobby Hill. King of the Hill. Propane. I would also take just propane if you just shouted that out. But on King of the Hill, something that they talked about, dead butt syndrome, a.k.a. diminished gluteal syndrome, in season 5 with King of the Hill is a real medical condition. The lack of butt muscle is also called sleepy glutes, flabby butt, or long back disease.
Sleepy glutes.
And pancake ass. Come on.
There are exercises that can address this, and on King of the Hill, turned out that Hank Hill had an issue with that, it would appear. Let's see what else. Tom Brady. What do we know Tom Brady from?
The NFL.
Kissing his son in the mouth for 5
Both
seconds.
of those things are correct. Yeah, congratulations. Both of those things are accurate and correct. But Tom Brady is such a phenom. He's better than just being good at football. He's also good at baseball, it seems. Tom Brady was also a skilled baseball player growing up. He was drafted by the Montreal Expos in 1995 in the MLB draft. Upon his retirement in 2023, he became the last active pro athlete to be drafted by the Expos as a publicity stunt, if you will, that they wanted to do in the baseball world. Today I learned this guy right here. I don't know if you guys are going to get this. Oh, yeah.
Lionel. No.
Stevie Wonder? L is right. L.
Louis.
Luther Vandross. That's right, Luther Vandross. I only had to sound really dumb for a second or two to get you to get that one right. Today, during his career, Luther Vandross achieved 7 number 1 songs on the Billboard R&B singles chart. He also secured 8 number 1 albums on the R&B albums chart. Despite this, he never had a number 1 hit in his entire life. And his first number 1 album was achieved after he had died. After the guy
and then
died.
Cher gave him that Grammy.
That's true.
And she was trying to say Luther by Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
That's true. That was a shocking moment for his family for just a bit there. Luther Ronzoni Vandross Jr. was the guy's actual name. Died back in 2005, just in case you were wondering. He was an American R&B and soul singer, songwriter, and record producer. Sold over 40 million records worldwide. Not too shabby, pal. Today I learned 3 months before 9/11, which is now memorialized by kids doing 9/11 style buildings and mock-ups for their social studies projects in school, as we learned earlier.
Very interesting.
But back then was more of just a tragedy kind of thing. 3 months before 9/11, there was a band called I Am the World Trade Center that released a song called September, which was the 11th track on the album. So
weird.
Might want to just kind of rally up these guys and ask some questions if you haven't done that already. Out of the Loop was the first album from American synth pop duo I Am the World Trade Center. Less than 2 months later, it gained controversy after the September 11th attacks due to both the band's name and the title of their 11th track on the album, September. I do like how people will see something like that and they'll go, oh my God, this can't be a coincidence.
They knew it.
Yeah, they knew. You guys, it's like, you think they knew there was going to be a terrorist attack on the United States of America and they named their band and their album and a song after it?
And they tried to tell us.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Had one of his lyrics was like, blow up like the World Trade.
He knew.
And then what happened?
He knew. And there was another one, too. There's another, like, blow up
that
the
was
World
about
Trade
the
song.
thing that happened before.
That was the first time where they bombed that sucker. Second time took the building down, though. And finally, let's see here. Today I learned this band right here. Good luck, everybody.
Temptations.
That's right, the Temptations. Lead singer David Ruffin. Lead singer of the Temptations. I guess they're all kind of lead singers in a way, right? Maybe not. He died in a West Philadelphia crack house. Born and raised. In 1991, he died in a crack house, this guy. His family said he had $40,000 in cash on his person at the time. Died from an accidental overdose of crack cocaine at 50 years old.
That was nice of the crack house to not take his money.
True, just left it right on him. He was respected. He was a member of the Temptation, for God's sake. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you next time, everybody.